Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dork Vision stream. We're here today with our last stream of 2020. Woo!
Woo!
I didn't really
Woo!
prep anything special, didn't have time. But you know, it's it's good to play D&D every once in a while.
It's special in its own.
It's special in its own
Amen.
way. Um, so, uh, you can catch this stream uh, throughout the next year on Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also watch the sister stream on Sunday with a different group of people, and that's from 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Um, let's see, you can find my books on Drive Through RPG, as well as one plus a new one coming to the DM's Guild. Uh, been sort of slow over the holiday season, so I'm delaying the release on that book. I want to make sure the cover looks nice.
The cover looks pretty, but it's gonna just keep getting prettier.
Yep.
Yay.
Plus, I need interior illustrations, but those will be quick. Anywho, with those announcements out of the way,
Recap.
last time, in the Eternal Undermountain, the players were in the Goblin Market, where their leader, Yek the Tall, a goblin wearing a magical crown that disguises himself as a human, uh, basically proposed marriage to the goblin in the party, Newt. Um, and she didn't really like that, so there was sort of a plan being built up to stop this wedding before it happens. Unfortunately, it went right up to the cusp of that wedding when the crown was slighted off of Yek's head, revealing his short goblin ugly stature, and a fight broke out. With a persistent hunger of Hadar taking out many of the goblins, you guys eventually deposed Yek, where one of your bugbear accomplices, at least the people that inspired you to help with this endeavor, decided to take charge.
Fired? You mean begged?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they needed your help, and you also you didn't want Newt to get married.
Yeah. Also, proposing implies that there was an option to say yes and no. There was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, you guys got rid of Yek and installed Grogu in power, the bugbear. And then you guys headed off here into this chamber where we pick up now. You guys have decided to stop here for at least a short rest. I don't know if you are intending a longer rest or not, but I don't think we've done that yet from the looks at your life totals.
No.
Boy, I would like to long rest, but I don't know if we can afford it
Yeah.
in this
I'd
location.
prefer a long rest.
There is a basin and a
too.
faucet in this room. I don't think you guys have tapped that yet.
No, I think
The
Copper
dwarf
drank it.
over there and
but-
drank some of it to prove it was fine.
Oh, right, he did. I mean, doors have resistance to
she's
poison, so
not a
really,
sissy.
who knows?
Exactly.
Ben says he'll be on soon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Ben was missing for a bit, but it looks like he'll be back soon. Also, I guess it's worth noting that there's now cool emotes in the chat, so you can do that now. Finally got them approved. If you're subscribed, I think it unlocks more of them. I think that's how it works. Anywho, you guys have holed up in this chamber. It's not too distant from the Goblin Market, but it's at least out of earshot and a few hallway turns away. It's also very close to the stairs up to the next level. However, you guys had decided to at least check out these old laboratories of Hallister's assistants and apprentices in search of, magic items that Preta Creepa had bid that you get to her to prove that you were worthy of her help.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? You guys have the floor.
I think
The floor is where my ass is gonna be. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna lean up against that wall and hopefully get a long rest in. If you're all down for it, we need to take shifts.
I'd like
We've
to.
all out of spell
I
slots.
wouldn't-
I got nothing left.
Well, I could definitely use a wee bit of a rest here. I only have 3 hit points.
No one cares about you.
Well, I do.
Well,
Okay.
We can all agree that we're all worse for wear. We just need to at least take shifts and make sure we got eyes on everything going on
Yes.
with us.
Yeah. whatever is down here. So is this
You,
just
you guys came from
hallways
this direction, just so that you guys
from-
remember.
It
This
was what? Hallway?
Yep,
Yeah.
this hallway across from it, you guys didn't really explore, but it's easy to tell from a cursory glance that there is a door down at that end of the hallway, and down at the bottom here is a T intersection, which you can explore at your leisure. Meantime, who would like to go on the old first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Fair enough. If you guys are
Yeah,
taking a
well.
long rest, it's probably recommended that there's how many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess 1 per hour or so. Some guys take 2 hours.
I'll take
Mhm.
2.
All right, sounds
I'll
good to
take
me.
one because I'm small.
Because you're small. Fair enough.
There's also Bean.
True.
He could take watch separately, technically.
Bean could technically take watch. You will probably need to spend 10 GPs of stuff to resummon them, though.
Yeah.
In an hour or whatever.
I don't think it's an hour. I think it's like 10
Oh,
minutes.
it isn't? I don't.
It just
I have no
requires
idea.
the material components taken.
DM, while I'm resting, is there any
Are you
way I
stuck?
can tinker with my stuff and fix my gun?
Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. You should know the rules for that on your own.
Mhm.
And what was that?
Oh, does Spark need, he doesn't need to sleep, right? Because he's a
That's true.
construct.
It's true. He is a
Oh,
construct.
good.
He could just-
Oh, good. Another one that doesn't need
He
to
could
sleep.
just keep watch.
You look over at Oso, who is already in sentry mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that could also be your option. If you guys want to have Oso take one haul and what's their face? Spark take the other one.
Could break it up so
It's
that way it's an
probably
hour
best.
each. Yeah.
Probably needs a few repairs, I think. But you can do that with mending, right? So that'll only take a bit. You spend like 10 minutes or so healing up Spark back to full health. Right. Well, if that is y'all's plans, then I'm going to see if there are any random encounters.
Good.
Hey. Cool.
Nope, don't like that.
Cool. Right, you guys can also get the benefits of a short rest during this time if you wish.
Okay.
Alright, I'll do nothing.
I'll roll some hit points.
I have none.
Just remember that spending the hit points will affect how many you can regain.
Good, I have none to spend.
Regain, after the long rest?
Yep, because you regain half your level's worth of spent hit dice.
Oh.
Yeah,
over
so-
the long... Okay, yeah.
So if you spend 4 of your 6, then take a long rest, you'll only get back 3.
Okay, well, I'll just spend 1 for now then.
Alright.
I don't need to spend any right now.
Okay. I'm gonna need... Of course I will need Oso to do it. I'll roll for Oso's perception. Good.
We're dead.
I hate doing when you do that.
Okay, so you guys are all resting here. Oso is in sentry mode, which you assume he's able to, like, sense his surroundings at least somewhat. Oh yeah, definitely do all the stuff that you need to take care of with your tinkering for things.
Can I have a bean?
Yeah, you can also have a bean. It should be on your the journals. Let me...
I didn't know if you
Yeah, you should be able to drag out bean.
did. Okay.
If you can't, let me know.
I'm just also in contact with Oso. Oh, there he is.
There's Bean. Yeah, you spend some time and resummon Bean, who crawls out of their interdimensional hellhole. Ah, it's good to be back.
It's good to be Bat.
It's good to be Bat now. Yeah,
Nope. Nope.
it's good to be Bat. Okay. Also, while they are in sentry mode, doesn't quite notice a distinct sort of slow rumble coming towards you guys. It's slowly increasing in intensity to the point where I'm gonna need Spark to make a perception check.
That's
Oh,
a
no.
wisdom, right? Oh no, perception check. He has it. Awesome.
Also, Alistair, what's your passive perception? Because I think yours is pretty high.
Uh,
You have -5 while like sleeping though.
18.
Okay, so it would be 13 while you're not actively paying attention. Or rather, asleep. Okay, Spark is also kind of sensing this slow rumbling, but they can't tell where it's coming from.
It's higher than them two.
After a few mere moments, the tiles near the north end of the hallway start to crumble before a giant insectoid creature leaps forward
Ooh.
and it starts crawling into the room. It seems to ignore Oso initially and runs towards Volt.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, son of a
Yeah.
bitch. She can't get 3 seconds alone in this dungeon.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that everybody except Spark and Oso are prone, but Alistair and I think Spark is not surprised. I think Spark has that
I
ability.
expected this.
Yeah. Spark has vigilant.
Okay, cool. I love that it
Oh,
sounds
cool,
like
he
a
didn't have to
magic
attack.
ability. He doesn't need to attack to attack. Okay, we're gonna start some. Okay, good. Oh my
Yes!
god, a bug! I knew this would happen! Let's get some combat music. While Alistair, as the creature rushes forward towards Volt, what would you like to do?
I'd like to shoot. Yes. There it is.
Alright, that's gonna hit. Okay,
I don't know why you did it twice, but take the first one.
sure, we'll take the first one. I'm gonna say you were not hidden, and I'm gonna say that the surprised creatures aren't threatening them. So I will say that this is gonna deal just the initial damage of 7. It was kind of a
That's fine.
snapshot as you like whip out your crossbow and just it does land and
Have a
cracks
sweet
through its
what?
carapace. It didn't hit quite a vital spot as you wished. Do you want to move?
Probably. And I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'll hide behind the Borka. Wait, it's not Bork, it's,
Yeah, that was the other game.
Yep.
Mark.
I got Spark. Spark, yes.
Spark.
Why do
Okay.
what do they call it? Spork.
So that Meg knows we use
The
the same
spork.
token for
Uh.
one of our other players. Like constructs, but it was supposed to look like a little C3PO, but we only had this one.
So
His
it's,
name was Borka.
his name was Borka, so
Bork.
it was Barca.
Barka. Yeah.
Copper rises to his feet. Hey, what the heck is going on here? And baby,
kill it.
your eyes flutter awake beautifully.
Useful for once.
Get rid of the torch. Tis
Boo.
the Onkeg's turn.
Ark.
The... Ark!
Egg.
Okay. Oh, okay. It is going to spit some
Surrender?
acid. It's just going to take a little 5-foot step this way to get a gooder angle on this. And it's going to spray at Beanvolt in blue.
Oh.
It spits a line of acid out of its mouth as its mandibles like widen. It backs off from the initial attack from Alistair, and it goes and spits acid all over the ground. It lands on you guys. I'm gonna need you guys to make dexterity saves. DC is 13.
Oh.
I think Bean has. Well, this isn't magic, unfortunately, but
Doesn't matter for Bean.
yeah.
I get hit.
Okay.
Oh. Did mine go? Oh, it did go through. Oh,
It did.
I got
Ooh,
hit.
those are pretty bad.
Eh.
It's
Those are
okay.
very not good.
It's remnants of 2020 energy.
Mm.
Thankfully, it's
Yeah.
only 7 damage, of which Bean
I
takes
hate it.
4.
Hate it all.
So Bean
How
be
did
at Bean be at
Why?
3. Does Bean have evasion? I don't think they do, but
But being past the
It's
13.
half damage.
yeah,
Right?
they take half damage on a success.
Oh. Oh, okay.
But the rest of you guys, sorry, just Volt and BB take 7 acid damage. And I think it's done. Volt, at the start of your turn, Spark can go, but not you, because you are surprised.
Right, can he come to me?
Sure, he can.
Right. Yeah, he will just come to me so that I'm mounted next time.
The Steel Defender starts clinking its way towards you, and it bends itself underneath you to mount, basically get you mounted.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, Alistair.
Damn it!
I was
I was hiding
hiding.
behind that. Oh well.
Oso promptly exits sentry mode. Alistair, top of the round, it is your turn. Everybody is no longer surprised.
Alright, now I'm gonna try to hit it again.
Just gonna put some people at higher.
I'm good at rolling
HPs.
23s.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
that is a hit. It is now being threatened by everybody, so that's gonna deal 20 total damage. Your crossbow lands right in its open mouth just after it spit out some of that acid, and the arrow gets caught right in its throat, and blood starts mixing out with that acid as it starts dripping all over the place. It squeals in pain and writhes all over the place, but it quickly gets back to its feet to attack. Alistair, anything?
I'll just duck back in this somewhat corner over here and
Sure. You
I don't
duck
know
back
if there's
into the
enough room to
hallway
hide, but
to try and hide in the shadows. Sure, you can try to hide. Cool. It is Copper's turn. You guys, I believe, didn't give Copper a weapon, so Copper is going to go over behind this basin
Nope.
and hide. BB, it is your turn.
great success.
Time to stand up and pull up my guns.
Get my gun.
Get my guns.
Real Bill
Okay,
suspecting American would do.
that is 3 hits. For a total of 26 damage. Okay, three pistol shots go straight through this thing's head, cracking out the other backside of it, splintering carapace all over the place, and the creature slumps down and curls up into a little, like, ball.
I blow the nozzles, like the barrel of the guns, and I just holster them. Get back to your napping.
Okay.
Oso wakes up and goes, I don't need to eat, but we have meat now.
I don't think I'm going to eat that. That looks gross.
I'm gonna take the body. I'm gonna start dragging it away
Where?
To where, silly?
over there.
Ah,
Use it as a blockade.
In the
Blockade,
corner.
or if something's gonna eat it, it's gonna eat that first.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring it back the thing. What's it?
Dustin.
Das Boot.
There he is. Okay, I'll bring him back over here. Put him at 0.
Thank you kindly.
Make him dead.
May
Okay.
that serve as warning to others.
Fair enough. Hoping that no further Ankegs appear. You guys can continue your rest.
Thank you.
Oh, so you should probably move in on closer just in case.
Sure. I'm over here now.
Mm-hmm.
Say, did you guys see that weird bug?
Mm-hmm.
I did. I shot an arrow through it.
Nice.
Multiple.
Dice.
I would have, but
Indeed.
I was, I found a cool bug on the ground too, and I thought that mine was, honestly, a little more interesting.
Oh,
Ew.
boy.
He pulls out a beetle.
Oh, good for you. I'm going to sleep.
Oso puts it in his mouth and it starts to crawl inside.
Oh.
Cool!
Gross.
I don't need to sleep, but I'm going into Sentry.
Bye.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, that's the sound effect I need to get next.
What?
I need to get the Windows shutting down noise.
Ding, 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 ding.
Uh, it'll be a little surprise for Ben next
Yeah, when he
time.
shows up.
Okay. In the
Whose
meantime,
turn is it to continue this watch?
uh, honestly, Spark
But
and Oso were doing most of the watch the whole time. Like, you could have aided in the watch, but this happened towards the end of your watch after a few hours. And
Mm.
honestly, there's not much time left to the watch, so you guys can get a complete. You guys are fully healed. You
Thank
have all
God.
your spells slots back, and you regain half your spent hit dice. Sorry, half your level's worth of spent hit dice. It's a very long thing to say, and it's hard to abbreviate it.
Mm-hmm.
Bean goes back to full health as well.
Get it, Bean.
Get it?
Get it, Bean.
That was an unsavory experience. Should we keep some of that ankeg for, like, later? Cut it up a bit.
Nope. Well, if you wanted to go for it. I myself am not a savage.
Fair enough, I suppose. I don't have a weapon, so I guess I'll
For
stay
you.
here.
You got your
Alright,
fingers
so-
good and rip that thing off if you feel like eating.
Don't understand this treatment still. I didn't kill you in your sleep or nothing.
Well, that's because you didn't have a weapon.
Isn't that some? Look at that! Look at that cat right over there. That's some amazing logic.
Your logic is infallible.
Um,
Well,
must
where
be-
to next? Think we've all
So-
rested up. Everybody's been casting
So-
their spells all over the place.
So
Up and
that's
out,
a door
playing.
to the left. Where are the stairs that presumably lead up?
They're back the way
next
you
floor?
came.
Okay, got it. So this, I'm presume that this way at that T intersection is more of the apprentice area.
You were just told past this area, I think. So somewhere around here.
Alright.
Right, you still have
Right.
something to do down here, don't you?
Yes, I'm gonna peek out and see what's going on in this hallway.
Do you guys need help? I could use some, but none that you're willing to offer. Alistair, you
Oh.
peek out alongside this way. Your dark vision's pretty far, I think. But otherwise, it just looks like there's a bit of clutter at the far west end, shrouded in the darkness. There's a door immediately to your right that ends
Mhm.
right there.
Alistair, what the hell are we even looking for?
Looks like there's a wide room up ahead as well.
No idea. Magical things, I suppose. Alright,
Magical things like
um,
people or like things?
uh,
You know.
Spock's pretty magical.
either or. Yes, she is. He is. Oh, is it? I don't know. What is Spark? He or she? Does it matter?
Today.
Construct?
Well,
It's a
just
they,
just
not
like
a
gender, it is a construct.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Can Bean be invisible?
As is tradition, Bean will
Alright.
turn invisible.
What is this area that
Invisible.
I'm looking at?
Okay, you enter this area, and there's a pretty long room, and it's covered with, or filled with dusty tables. They are covered in, like, alchemical equipment, like strange beakers and, like, stands and tiny little burners that seem to be oil-powered. There's a few, like, barrels of supplies and stuff, but they seem to be empty from just a glance.
I'm gonna.
There's also a few cauldrons. That's what these thingies are.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time to just investigate out most of like the cauldrons and the things, and if there's what is it, bookshelves or drawers or something like that.
No, there's no bookshelves in here.
Um,
It looks like there is like a fireplace of sorts. This square structure here. Looks like it could have been also doubled as a kiln, but it's inactive. There's no fire in there.
Alright.
So you investigate around. How are you poking around at stuff? Are you touching anything? Just looking?
Probably mage hand to touch around the cauldrons and whatnot. And
Alistair, there's a door
lift
that's
them
down
up,
over on that
maybe we'll
side.
see what's under 'em.
Yeah,
Do you think we should touch something before we
Yes.
make sure no one else is around?
Can Bean investigate this door?
Yes.
Bean can definitely investigate the door. Alistair, you start poking around, and as you start picking up some of the vials with your mage hand, they seem to be pretty empty, and some of them just crack at even the slightest pressure in your hand.
Oopsie.
Many of the other supplies on the table, like reagents and stuff, they just crumble apart at the slightest touch.
Nothing's been used here in a long time, so
Doesn't seem so.
It-
Bean's investigation yields. Sorry, that's on another page, so I just want to look. Okay, so Bean doesn't really hear anything on the other side of this door. After a short investigation of it, it seems to be not locked. It's just a sturdy wooden set of double doors.
Can Bean let the group know that
Yeah.
this door is unlocked?
Guys, this door is unlocked. Thought you ought to know.
very good.
Oh, we got one way. Now let's check to make sure that this side ain't trapped or something.
I'll
Get
just
all of
stay back
our-
here with the tree, man. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you don't do anything. I'm gonna plant myself to your side.
That sounds
I'm
very.
sure Osa will appreciate that.
I'll
It's-
ritually cast detect magic and just walk around to see
Okay.
if anything
Perfect.
to hit.
You
I
cast
like
detect
it.
magic and then just start walking around the room. Kind of flip down these goggles that can see magical auras in a 30-foot radius, of course. And then you start just glancing around the room. Sure.
I want to keep Bean where he is right now so he can keep an eye on the door and down that hallway if something's coming.
Okay. Volt, as you enter this chamber, you can see that there is a sort of lingering necromantic energy just kind of lingering over the whole place. It's a faint, sickly purple aura.
Ugh. Someone's been using necromancy in here, but quite a long time ago.
From what it seems, make an Arcana check.
Juicy.
Nice.
By the way, I should say, besides that initial investigation, Alistair has also looked inside here, and it appears to be a kitchen of sorts. It looks like there's a bunch of drawers and cabinets. There's a wash basin in the corner of the room, as well as an oven or a range, just kind of sitting there. The fire has long gone out. There's no signs of it being hot. Volt, you start looking around the room, and as you lay eyes on the fireplace, it seems to be that this necromantic energy is concentrated around this pot that's sitting where the fire once was.
Huh, that pot is suspicious of
Is
necromantic
this a weed?
energy.
I was gonna make that joke.
It does seem to be awfully suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Boy.
Is there
One of
anything
the-
in it? Oh, sorry.
You're not sure? I wasn't gonna force you to do anything.
Wanna check it out, Alistair, with that magic hand of yours?
Oh yes. Where is it?
It's on the oven over here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Just, maybe use your magic hand.
oh yes.
Oh, and before you go
Magic
on
hat.
touching that stuff, can I at least make sure this door can open so we can get out of here if things go bad?
That's not actually a door. That's those are
Please?
Yeah, those are cabinets on the wall
Ew. Okay.
with like shelves underneath them. It looks
My
like they
bad.
have like various cooking utensils on them, just
Ooh.
resting in place. There's a
Any
few
useful
like
ones?
there's a few pots, pans, kitchen knives, forks, one of those like meat forks kind of.
I take the meat fork and I take the utensils.
Okay, you start grabbing utensils of various types.
Hell yeah.
Phoebe, a
Um,
lover of utensils.
You never know when you need a good fork.
okay. Uh,
I didn't know I said that till after I said it.
She made a joke.
that was a good fork and joke. So, Alistair, you use your telekinetic mage hand, invisible finger, to lift the lid off of this pot. You can see that there is a glow coming from inside. As you take the lid off, it starts to shake and rattle. BB, some of the utensils that you're grabbing also begin to shake. Even that fork that you just picked up is starting to rattle in your hand. It then seizes and points itself at you and tries to attack.
At me or at Alistair?
At you, BB.
Oh.
Meanwhile, other kitchen knives and pots from around the room rise and start flying around the room. The kitchen pot itself that Alistair has disturbed, a small sort of face seems to be coming out of it, spectral and transparent. It has this purple energy floating about it. Volt, it's very apparent that this is the source of the necromantic energy. And this specter rises out, and it begins combat. Let's do it.
Unfortunately, I suspected this.
Unfortunately, I am not surprised. Right. Let's do... I need to get everybody in their respective turn orders. Probably gonna grab a few torches here, but that's fine. That's fine.
I'm fine.
Okay. I'm gonna have respective mounts and what are they called? Familiars go after each other. And they're gonna just have copper. We can have copper in there. That's fine. Okay. You guys are not surprised. There's no surprise round for this, except for I'm gonna say the fork attacking BB. That one's gonna get one attack off.
Rude.
Okay, this is the same attack modifier, but it's gonna be different damage. Okay. It does not hit you. It goes and swipes for you, but it goes just past your cheek. Okay, Newt. What would you like to do? You just see that there is a lot of clanging and clattering noises coming from the other room, as well as now a strange purple glow.
I'm gonna start carefully moving that way. 1, 2. I don't think I can see anything. Oh. Oh. Alistair's right in the way, isn't he? Or is that flying?
It has risen out of the pot, but I'm going to say it does probably have cover. There are several kitchen utensils and pots and pans flying around the room as
Oh,
well.
I can.
They seem to be attacking people.
So I can see that one. Can I fire at that?
Sure.
Actually, I can see. Well, that one's actually in the way, but this one is like right in my line of sight. So I'm gonna attack that one.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Well, you certainly did. You go, you launch a few Eldritch Blasts in the form of flaming bats over towards the things, but they're just so small, they're very difficult to hit, and they land into the cupboard behind it, leaving scorch marks on it. Also, I'm going to have Bean go after you. What would you like to have Bean do?
I'm gonna have Beans head this way too, so 2. And
Bean soars in invisible, silent as a specter.
dash for the same amount of movement, right?
Yep. It would just use your action.
1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna keep being there around the corner. Hey, Ben.
Hey.
Hey,
We just entered combat.
We just entered combat.
I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Ben. So, long story short, a ghost has risen out of this cooking pot, and all of the kitchen utensils are flying around the room attacking people.
Okay, the
Because you know,
usual.
There's a little bit to catch up on, I suppose.
Typical Wednesday night.
there's a Fantasia going on.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. The
Guys,
specter
been near
rises
here, or-
out of the kitchen pot, and it grasps at Alistair, screeching as it does so. And it attempts a life drain attack.
Of course it does.
Okay, I think that's gonna hit. I'm gonna need you to make a con save.
What am I doing? Just click the thing.
Yeah,
It's been a couple weeks.
it's
Yes,
Ben.
Ben.
Screw you.
Okay, your hit points are not reduced, so that's good.
That's something.
As it grasps at the scruff of your collar, it goes through your clothes and grasps seemingly at your spine or your heart as it starts to pull your soul out of your body. You back away, suddenly like freeing yourself from its grip, but you do take 13 necrotic damage.
Yeah, that's not uncanny dodgeable thing, is it?
It is an attack,
I don't know.
so you can uncanny dodge that.
Oh, yes. So 13, so 7?
Yep. That'll just be 7 damage. Yeah, you manage to duck just barely out of the way of the specter before it tries to escape. It seems to just disappear into the wall, but it does provoke an attack of opportunity from you.
Please. Rapier.
Right, that is
18.
gonna hit.
Is this Super Smash music?
No, this is Hollow Knight music.
Hollow Knight.
Oh.
Holla that night.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. Cool. The specter ends its turn, seemingly out of sight. Alistair, it is your turn. The pots and pans and forks and knives continue to fly around the room, but the specter
I'll
has
save you, Volt!
seemingly
I'm
gotten
gonna
away.
try to hit this, whatever this is. Knife? I don't know.
It is a knife. I
Yeah.
named them.
Maybe
They're all
3?
different.
Okay, as Volt
Proud
is
of
like
himself.
grasping at this knife that's like struggling to find its way towards her, you use the distraction to land a perfect blow against the thing and whack it with your rapier. It's gonna apply the sneak attack damage bonus. Okay, that's gonna deal a total of 18 damage. That completely snaps the knife in two. It shudders on the ground with a clatter before it becomes inert.
Thanks.
You're welcome. 5, 10, 30. I'm gonna disengage as a bonus action. Go 5, 10, 15, 20. 5.
Kitty, get out of the kitchen!
Yep. And you know what? I'll cat dash. Why not? And get over here.
Uh,
Uh,
Bolt, you can have your mount go before you as requested.
Oh, that's right. We'll
Yeah, this
stay here.
Fair enough.
So we're good. So he will attack with a force-empowered rend onto the pan.
Okay, that does not hit. He goes to snap at the pan, but it dodges just out of the way, spinning in the air as it does so.
Are these constructs small?
They are tiny and even.
Oh, okay. So, as a mounted combatant, Volt has advantage on an unmounted creature that's smaller than the mount. Does this apply?
Does the mount have that advantage on attack as well?
No, it's just Volt.
Well then, yeah, they are smaller than your mount, so
Okay.
they would.
Okay, cool. Just wondering because they might be flying or something like that, but it doesn't say anything about that. But
I'm not sure, but it's fine.
All right, cool. Then I will use the lance to attack not the pan, but the maybe the fork, because that's perfectly in the range from my lance. So
Okay, you spin around on your mount to go and take a stab at the fork in BB's hand. That is going to hit for 6 piercing damage initially.
cool, and I will go again with the lance on the same one.
Okay, you rear back and then go forth for another stab, which does hit for
Ugh.
another... Oh, that's just enough to kill it. You finally knock the fork out of BB's hand. It clatters against the wall, and whatever spirit was in it seems to have left as it lands uselessly on the ground. Alright, is that it for your turn?
Does the detect magic, can it detect where the specter went?
I'm gonna say it doesn't quite penetrate the stone that it's moved through.
Okay, alright. Yeah, that's it then.
Okay, Oso, I actually had you a bit further back.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to see where everybody was. I thought I got left
Yeah, that's
behind.
fine. You were actually guarding Copper, because you guys are still, like, sus of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck that guy. Yeah.
He used to be a good guy.
I don't know what happened.
Did he know?
So, what would you like to do, Oso?
I want to make fun of Copper's clothing
Alright. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just wearing what you've given me here.
and talk about his mom a little bit or something.
Nice.
I
Welcome
think
back.
your friends are in trouble. Don't you want to go help them?
Nah.
My friends, your friends in there too, don't you think?
Yeah, I do not have a weapon, because you don't trust me.
You have like other abilities or anything?
I'm a fighter.
You can lick some
I
rock.
fight.
Wait, I think this is as far as I can go.
Yes, he left a torch behind. Feck!
Split and ghost touch. I guess I
Don't leave me behind.
It's gonna cast illegally, but
It's a bonus action.
let's see, what's the range on Thornwick?
30 feet. There are some of your allies in the way, though, so it would be cover.
Yeah, it's probably not a good thing to cast here right now. What's the range on this? 60 feet. Can I cast heat metal on the knight? Is it made of metal?
It is.
What
It
that
is.
damage it? You get fire damage?
I don't know. One way to find out.
Don't
You can certainly try, Ben.
Okay, you go and cast it on, looks to be this sort of pronged spoon that has floated up here. It's going to try a Constitution saving throw. It fails, and it is affected by heat, so it is going to take 4 fire damage. It is now red hot.
Oh, good. Shit.
I didn't warn you. Anyway, anything else for your turn, Oso?
I regret my decision as a bonus action. That's it.
All right, it's the pan's turn. The pan soars towards Volt over here for like a little flyby, and it's going to make a whack attempt.
Oh, it's whack as hell. It's whack as hell.
It clatters on Volt's steel armor here and continues to fly around the room. It's gonna go actually like for here. It didn't leave your reach, but it did leave the steel defender's reach if that wants to make an attack of opportunity, or it can leave up its action for the defend.
Yeah, it will leave it.
Okay, Copper follows you guys in, and he just kind of cowers. That's all he can do. There's the torch. I was wondering where it was in the initiative. BB, it is your turn. There's currently a pan and what looks to be a spork near you.
Nice.
You said they're tiny, right?
Aye. About kitchen appliance sized.
About the size that a net might not work.
No, it'd probably go right through.
Maybe the pot though would catch the pot.
It might catch the pot.
Nice.
Is it bad? I kind of want the pot.
Time to non-lethally
Wow.
attack these constructs.
I want the pot.
Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling that hitting them's not gonna do too much. And you can't see the specter, right?
Yeah, you cannot see it.
I'm gonna use the net, and I'm gonna try and at least prevent the pot from attacking people.
Okay. Use that net. That's gonna hit.
Never heard of her.
Cool. Doesn't have an effect. Let's look up net, because I know it's weird and specific.
It's on a pot. Just imagine I'm holding on to it.
A creature... Okay, yeah, it can use its action to make a DC 10 strength check, freeing itself or another creature within its reach on a success. Okay, cool. I think you have a second attack. You just can't attack with the net again.
No, I can use a bonus action, and with my quick draw, I can pull out my palm pistol and I can shoot at something else.
Yeah.
Fork.
Okay, that does not hit. It pings off of the other utensil. You still have an extra attack, I think. Because you used your bonus action to attack and one of your 2 attacks to use the net.
I don't know, I just want to grab onto the pot, so I try and use that as a weapon.
Do you want to try and swing that at the spork, I guess?
Yes.
It's a spork.
Sure. Yeah, there is a spork. Okay, I guess make an improvised weapon attack. So you're not proficient, just do a strength attack. Basically a strength check. Okay, you slam the pot into the wall, the handle bends a bit.
Ah, damn it.
Nice.
Slams into the wall and like floats away a little bit. Okay, I think that's all your attacks. Any movement or anything?
If I move away, will it pull the pot with me? Because it's in
Yeah.
the pit? Alright, we'll do that. So it should pull it over there.
Okay. It's the spork's turn. The spork
Stupid
soars after Newt
Wow.
to make an attacky poo. Is it? There it is.
Wow.
Natural 20!
Can I
Oh,
use the
I'm excited.
reaction to attack that?
Yeah, you can, actually, because it came out of your reach finally. So it's soaring straight for Newt. Let's resolve this. Okay.
Wow.
You have advantage on attacks against creatures that
Yeah.
are smaller.
Yeah.
So that is a natural
Yeah.
20.
Ah.
Aw, I
Crit
mean,
against
yeah.
crit!
oh my.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Newt, it's going straight for your head to deal what would have been less damage than initially. But eventually, the lance collides with the spork, whacking it down to the ground, and it just bends back on itself with the force of this blow from Volt. And it falls inert on the ground. It is no longer moving.
I'm alive.
Newt, it is your turn.
I want to punch the one that's in. Well, not punch, but I'm gonna.
No, punch it.
Like unquat fists.
BB wants
Like
this
what?
pot,
Pretty,
so we need to make sure it's unconscious. Strangle it.
What are y'all doing? It's just a pot. Get after the other thing.
This is just a pat.
It's just a pot.
All right. Oh shoot! What just happened? Okay. Soup. Wait, where's the rest of the stuff?
Soup.
They took it all out. There's just a pot left. Although, Alistair was screaming about a specter that you have not seen
Ah,
since it
yes.
disappeared.
It reached into my soul.
Smoke this pot.
I've seen that movie. It's pretty good.
I can't see it. I don't.
Never heard of it.
Should I punch Alistair?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Probably. It hasn't hurt anybody.
He's had it
Is
coming.
the spirit inside of him?
No,
No,
it just attacked him and then
me.
disappeared into the wall.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I guess I'll just hold an attack and wait for it to come back there.
Okay, you hold a fist dangerously close to Alistair's kitty litter.
Nose.
It is the specter's turn that disappeared inside of the wall. It is inactive for a few seconds, but eventually it emerges once again from the floor, this time right near Alistair.
Of course it does.
It pops out right from the other side. Newt, you do have a reaction, but I'm going to have you make a perception check to see if you notice it in time before it makes its attack.
Okay.
It did appear behind Alistair. Okay, you do see the specter coming as you see a glow appear. You quickly spin around, and you can make an attack against it, although the attacks will result in it having cover. So, it's going to be 2 hits.
Yay!
Nice.
Right, that is 10 force damage. Oh, never mind, it's fine. I thought this was a opportunity attack, but it's not. It's a reaction, so you're fine. Cool. Both of the fire beams soar through Alistair's legs to attack at the specter, taking chunks out of its spectral form. Its shoulders start to reform, struggling as they do. It opens its mouth wide and grabs at Alistair and tries to suck out that thick soul.
Oh my. I'm flattered, but no thank you.
You do take 6 necrotic damage unless you want to use your reaction to have that.
Yes.
Okay, you take 3 necrotic damage, but make a con save.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh. You can do it. There it is.
Okay, you manage to resist its spectral wiles. It then is going to... oh, dang. Just
Pitch out.
Nothing. It is going to soar back into this room and disappear inside of this kiln here.
Do I get to hit it?
No,
or is
because
it-
you've used your uncanny dodge, which is what I just realized last
okay.
time. But I don't think you hit it last time, so
because
it's
it's a
fine.
reaction.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alistair, you go to swipe at it, but it's too quick for you.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I guess I don't think I can. I can't see it, right? It's gone.
It is gone. It disappeared inside of this kiln nearby.
All right. Well,
There's the ping. It's on the wrong layer.
I don't know how to, because it go through walls. So, can you handle that pot? Or do you need me to hit it with my weapons?
I mean, I bent one of the handles, but I think it's still usable.
Can you kill it?
I ain't killing the pot.
What?
Or-
It's against my moral
alright.
compass.
It looks like a good pot. Kill the specter. I'll take care of the
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah, I bet you will, Panama.
Quick,
Red.
it's the
Well,
fence!
I'm just gonna hold a reaction to
Oh, wait.
hit the thing if it pops out.
Sure.
If it pots out.
BB yells, "I'll take care of this pot!" And then someone yells, "Here comes the fuzz!" as Alistair runs over. Right. So you're readying your action, is that right, Alistair?
Yes, to hit the thing if I see it pop out anywhere.
Okay, Volt, it is your mount's turn.
Closer to everybody, and then
This mountain has a name, Chris.
I know, but Volt is always on top. So
Whoa!
Oh.
Wow.
it's a mount, that's how it works.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't see the specter, right? Because I was in the other room.
You just saw a
guess-
slight glow and then saw Newt attack something off screen, as it were. So you know it's probably somewhere in here.
It's green.
Okay, I'll just gather with everyone.
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay, you rush into the
I
room.
will-
Alistair has his crossbow trained near the kiln, but is glancing around the room suspiciously.
Okay. Then we'll get so that we're not crowding too much. We'll, uh. Oh, I can't move. Oh. And then I'll ready
Okay.
an action to attack.
As you do ride by, the pan in the net is flying around vigorously, and it's going to take a whack at Spark. Does a 22 hit Spark?
I believe I can take it as a mountain combatant.
You can do that. Would you like to?
So, yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, you take 8 bludgeoning damage. It is a pan, after all. You hold up your shield in front of Spark, just in time. Whoops. Trigger finger here. So you're readying your action, right, Volt?
Yes.
Okay, then Oso, it is your turn.
Did I see where the specter appeared?
Yep.
Last
You also
for a
saw
sec?
where it went.
Where did it go? Where
Went
was the
over
last,
here.
spot? All right. Can I cast Moonbeam on that spot? See if I can. hit
I believe Moonbeam probably needs sight. You can't see inside of the thing where it is.
Oh, okay. So I have to see a thing to put it on it. All right.
For most spells, I'm checking
All right.
now.
All right.
Actually, it just says centered on a point within range. So I think you can
Oh.
cause a beam of light to appear just inside of the kiln if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this thing. And I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Abadoo abadai.
You create a spectral moonbeam which appears inside of this this fireplace. I think it is technically a fireplace, but it has like a closing front for so it can be used as a kiln. But you just see a glowing white light come from within. What is the spell save for this? What type of save?
Good question. I just closed it.
Constitution save. Got it.
It's a Constitution save, Chris.
Okay, I think that's a fail from that. So it's going to deal 13
Jeez.
radiant damage to the Spectre.
Oh.
It's not vulnerable to it, but it isn't resistant to it, so that does deal the full damage to it. Most things don't. As the white light appears, spitting out of these little thin pinpricks of light, you can see the Spectre's hands and face start crawling through the front of it as it tries to escape. Its face is like peeling out of it, and you can see like this singeing smoke rippling out of the chimney here before the thing screams its last scream and appears briefly before dying.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guys, I think I got Chris instead of the Spectre. I'm sorry.
No.
I think Chris passed away just now. Judging by that noise.
It's alright, he works from home. I can just pretend that he's still alive and work from home for
Or
him.
Weekend at Bernie's. All right. Now we just have to deal with his pan. Quick, somebody wash it with soap and totally ruin it.
Wow.
Don't you dare use my soap. Is it still fighting us, this pan? DM?
Guess okay. Wait,
I
did he
can
actually die?
certainly try.
We have it. The
Gotcha. Anywho,
What?
the,
So weird.
the,
Chris never drops out, and it's like, wait, what's happened?
I mean,
the pan spins around to attack Baby, who is its captor.
we could have just had BB look over the bookcase.
Yeah, I know.
I would like to say, submit.
The joke wasn't going to last long. I knew that.
No.
I mean,
It
I'm
lasted
looking at
probably
him.
longer than you thought it would.
He was doing nothing. I was like, the fuck is he doing?
Ah!
The pan flies around, uselessly hitting itself against the wall. Before, I forgot that the Spectre just died. The pan then clatters to the ground. uselessly,
Try to attack, but no.
and for naught.
I just draw it back in with my net. I'm just like, look at that, got a new pan.
Got a new pan. It's a little beat up. It's got a lot of dents in it. It was
Yeah.
already very old.
That's
Now the
fair.
handle is bent. It'll probably need some, I don't know, someone that works with metal or something to be able
Weird.
to fix this
I
pan
think
of
I might
yours.
have some tinkerer's tools or something. I'll be able to work at it.
Okay. In the meantime, you can put that you have a set of cooking utensils.
I have 2 now.
A battered
damn it.
cooking utensil.
Yeah, I've got one that's like definitely worth crap right now.
Okay. And you can put the pan in there separately if you want. You can put broken pan.
Oh man, I got an iron pot and a pan. Gonna bang them together.
I don't get no sleep because of
Oh,
you.
no.
You get no sleep because of me. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like him.
Oh,
Well, that was interesting. Did we find anything? Any treasure of any sort?
We didn't find shit, and it's
Sounds
not
usually
yours
you
if we
and
did.
you
Bye bye.
offer.
Oh, I want to make a funny quip, but I think you all got this covered.
No, do it.
Top
Well, I was
power
saying that we were
friendship.
looking for his courage, but couldn't find any.
Find it.
Yeah, it's a
You
good
know
one,
what,
lass.
Topper? I'm done hiding my
Lad.
contempt for you. I actually hate you. Did I tell you that?
I've been getting that distinct impression from
Yeah, I think
most
you
of
should
y'all.
know. It feels unfair to hide it. You understand?
Whoa.
What?
All right.
That's a little aggressive.
I see what's going on here.
I'm
This
gonna
guy
give him a
sucks.
pan.
I
You said you were a fighter, right?
I
Means that you got some sort of skill set to be able to use improvised weapons.
well, I wouldn't say that. I'm not trained in the art of cookery. He wiggles the loose pan lid.
Fuckery.
Here, I pick up a butter knife. I'm gonna hand it to him.
just
Nice.
my spoon.
You think you can prove yourself with this thing for at least a little bit? Maybe kill a rat or something? We'll give you something bigger.
Can you not
task.
give me a cooking
What a
knife, a
task.
proper thing?
Killer
It's the
rat.
pan, the spork, or the knife.
You think you can handle yourself
Can
with
I
this?
have the spork?
No.
the delight collection, please.
No.
Okay.
Y'all want to eat
Oh.
food, then I'm gonna be the one cooking it.
I
I don't think any of you know how. Yeah, no.
I'll take the knife if that's good for you. If you
That's
think you
what
can defend,
servants are for.
if you think that I'll be easy enough to defend against this kitchen knife that you've already disposed of once already, then maybe I'll be able to help you.
I'm gonna look at it real quick. Be like, hey, Alistair, do you know if this is like silver utensils? Are these like fancy utensils?
Yeah, Alistair, what kind of
There,
utensils we
Dylan.
got
That's
going
me
on here?
inspect.
Make an
That's the key.
intelligence check.
Okay, that's fair. Damn it. Press the button. There it is.
You inspect the wear and tear on the knife. It doesn't look like it would be worn the same way that silver would be worn. It looks to be a normal metal knife.
Damn.
It's a little rusty.
It's not
Oh, it's e-
special. It's actually kind of shitty.
Actually, it's got rust on it. You know that stuff getting to a wound? That ain't good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
well,
you-
I'm gonna check out this door over here.
There
I'm
was
gonna-
another door in the other room, I should say. It just wasn't
Sure.
this.
Was this?
It was that, yes.
I'm gonna give him a shovel as well. Be like, here. How about that?
Dual wield!
I'll go to that one then.
Does this guy have pants on?
I believe he
I-
has whatever rags you gave him.
Set of common clothes I gave him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wearing pretty basic clothes. He doesn't have any armor or anything.
All right.
I'll just open this door.
Okay. You go to open this door, but it does appear to be locked.
Oh my. Do I hear anything on the other side of it?
You give it a listen, but you don't hear anything.
Does it
Can we
seem like
pick
the
the lock? Oh,
lock
sorry.
can be picked?
Yeah. Like most locks, it can be.
Okay.
It's
Mhm.
not like a unique special
Um,
lock that doesn't have the mechanisms available to you.
Oh. Oh, boy.
Right. You fiddle around with your thieves' tools. It's taking a bit longer than you expected. There's a lot of rust buildup on this this lock system, but eventually you are able to get it open. It just takes a lot of your guys' time. What are you guys doing in the meantime while Alistair's fiddling with the lock?
Mm.
I'm still talking shit to Copper. Nothing
Very
in
good.
particular, just under my breath kind of stuff.
I might go back on through all of the different things, not touching stuff, but just kind of look, see if anything interesting stands out.
Okay. The moonbeam does disappear during this time.
I guess I'll send Bean as backup for Alistair.
Bean is back up.
Venus?
Damn it.
A backup Bean, you know how it
Don't
be.
talk. Back up, Bean.
Got a bean in the back pocket. BB, you start sniffing around, and you don't see anything of value here from your initial look around. Alistair had already poked around at a few things, and they've like crumbled or cracked. Everything here is very decrepit.
I look at Copper and say, I also see nothing of value here.
Yeah, shove it, planthead.
Plant head.
That's not even an insult. I'm not proud of it.
Be just like, also just sitting there like, yeah, that's right, I got plants on my head.
Yeah,
That's right.
right, man.
Keep
What
it
do you
up,
got
and
on
I'll be
your head?
raking you off my front porch.
What do you got on your head? Nothing but stupid.
How's Volt taking all of these comments?
Fucking sudden, like,
We're just-
alright, just
Yeah, we're
let
just
drop the thought
parading
of.
Copper back and forth.
Honestly, she doesn't really like trust him right now, so she's just listening. Like, Copper, if you want to be safe, just play along. And these,
Well, I'm playing along, and this fella's bark is probably a lot worse than his bite. He shoves up to you and puffs his chest out and points
Wanna-
at your chest, lower chest.
Flavorfully polymorph my mouth into like a lion's teeth. Like, you haven't seen my bite. You don't know what you're talking about.
He lets out a little Metro Golden Mayor type thing.
Yeah.
And Copper like backpedals a bit, holding the shovel out in front of him. Listen here, you would. You would. If you keep this up, I'll just be on my merry way,
Oh
and I'll just
no!
take that map back from Volt if you want me to.
Oh no, we need you. Please don't leave. I walk away from him.
He
where
kind
are
of
you
like
gonna go, Copper? Though, without us.
Yeah, what are you
Copper
gonna
kind
do?
of like weighs his options for a second and then just lets out a dejected sigh and leans against the wall,
Aw.
examining the
He
shovel.
has a butt map.
A butt map?
Map.
We have the map.
You have the butt map.
Oh. Have the butt map. Okay.
It's not like he had any power to
don't
take
keep-
it from you. Okay, Alistair, you finally think you've made some headway on the lock, and it pops open. You're able to open this locked door.
Nice work, Alistair.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't even know where he is.
He went to the other door in the kitchen.
The north one?
In the kitchen.
Oh.
In the kitchen.
Oh yes, there's something in here. I know it.
You enter this
What's in
room,
here?
and you see that there is a desk of sorts with a high-backed chair pushed in against it. There appears to be an old, wide bed in the corner of the room. Its mattress and blanket and pillow have been eaten through by probably moths or something. There's also a small chest in the corner of the room. The room is also decked out in like strange tapestries. There's a few scrolls like battered out onto the floor and books cluttering the desk. There's a big like sock woven like rug on the floor, like those big fat knit ones. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know my socks.
The tube sock.
I don't know my rugs though.
All right. I'm gonna check out the chest.
All right. Alistair walks into the room and starts investigating it.
You fucking would, Shane.
Aha.
Walking into the first thing he scopes out is a chest. Sorry.
Wow.
All right. You,
Wow.
you investigate the chest. Um,
How big is the chest?
it's
We're
like
small C.
trunk sized.
End
Like
of the
in a
bed
scale
trunk.
from A to D.
What?
We're making
Nothing.
sexist jokes about boobs.
If
Oh.
I say no,
Oh,
Chris, get your head in the game,
chest.
Chris.
Got it.
Chest.
Okay. So
Pick it on the DM.
after a thorough investigation, it looks like there is a strange set of runes circling the locking mechanism to the chest. It does appear to be locked tight, with a key nowhere in sight. But you suspect that these strange runes might do something if it's tampered with.
Don't like that. So, can I check out the desk for anything?
Sure.
Particularly a key and some kind of instructions that say how to deactivate my own chest.
Make a investigation check. Are any of you guys going into this room? I just didn't know.
Kind of just
Beans
hanging
still
out.
like on alert.
All right. Yeah. Alistair
Where
checks out
is
this room,
the-
enters it, and you guys just kind of sit out here. Fair enough.
Is it?
It's in
Is
the
he over here?
it's
on
in the
this side?
kitchen. It's right over here. I've pinged a few times.
I'll put up detect magic again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can definitely ritual cast that, and you've had enough time to do so.
I'm still checking on Copper, like hanging out with Copper.
That's fine.
Wait.
You guys send the familiars in with Alistair, and Alistair's just kind of fluttering about, searching things. As you're searching the desk, find that a lot of these like texts seem to be kind of rambly, as it were. But a lot of it vaguely references arcane magics of things. You're not entirely sure what they mean, as they are written in the languages of magic. There isn't anything in the sorts of a key nearby, however.
There isn't, right?
There isn't.
Okay. I really want to try to mage hand it from 30 feet away and finger with it, but I don't know how much range this thing has.
Do it.
Detect magic person. Volt. Neop. Somebody
I'm
with the magics.
Well,
Fuck, where is Vote?
Oh, am I not underneath? Oh, I
I
don't
don't
see
know.
my icon.
I only see a spark.
Can you see
I'm
yourself?
No,
his phone.
I thought I was just overlapping, but I'm not. I'm not where the ping is on my screen.
That's unusual.
Is it at this point?
I mean,
sure.
suppose it's not. Let me drag out a new instance of you and hope that that works.
Oh yeah, I see myself now.
Can you move yourself?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Hey, oh, whoa.
An existential question.
I didn't
Ta-da!
That's why I was like, oh, you're sending the familiars in. Interesting.
think
I cast
I thought it
Detect
was-
Magic. Get in there, Spark.
Let me see what you see.
All right. Yeah, I'm here. Did I detect
you
anything?
sense anything particularly around that chest?
It
Right.
looks
Let me check.
as you look through your like detecting goggles here with your artificer magic, the runes around the lock that were mentioned, you can clearly see them. They are indeed magic. They seem to be laced with abjuration magic, and are charged with a touch of evocation.
I relayed this information.
There also is a
the-
strange, like, aura of conjuration magic coming from somewhere else in the room, but it's a little too hazy to uncover exactly where it's coming from.
So I don't expect Osa to know this, but I am I'm curious. What is abjuration magic? Which one is that?
It wards things or protects things. It's
Oh,
where
okay, right.
counterspell, dispel magic, as well as things like
Like a
glyph of
trap or
warding have
something.
come from.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Stuff that hang. Okay. Okay.
Evocation is the boom boom, right?
Evocation is boom boom magic, yes.
Oh, that's what I
Also
thought.
healing.
Oh,
Ooh,
Maybe
we
it'll
should
heal you.
try it.
I didn't know that.
Uh,
Well, it's worth a
Okay.
try. I've drank potions for less.
I have.
Actually, definitely have. Yeah.
Uh, I
Well, it
really
could be like an
want-
alarm type of thing too, right?
It
Or
could.
It could be.
Yeah. Like
spell of
somebody,
like warding.
a trigger, some
Do
sort.
you have any way to deactivate the magic that's on this?
What did he do?
I don't.
I don't. I'm not. I haven't learned dispel magic or anything like that.
I haven't either. Isn't that a bitch?
It's so
I'm not
hard.
strong enough.
This
It's
magic
so
is just
familiar
so
to me,
hard.
yet I can't recall it. I can make it laugh. Maybe figure it out hideously.
If the chest laughs, it has to open its mouth. Of
I
course.
have dispel magic.
Oh,
Oso! Wonder if
Yeah?
Oso has dispel magic. I
Good
might.
question. You rang.
Yes.
You
Hello,
would.
You
kitty.
dispel magic on this chest.
Wow.
I look at Alistair's bosom and say, I mean, I could try.
No, not that chest. This
Oh.
chest. I point at the chest in the corner.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I think. I mean, I could certainly try.
I'll stand over here while you do that.
All right. That's not weird. I'm gonna ignore that.
Okay. You are casting dispel magic.
That's the noise it makes.
Of course.
Did you hit big in a slot machine?
Oso.
Or take it.
Oso just grows a few distinct acorns on his hand that he holds over the chest. The seeds fall out, leaving just their little caps, and there are little stoppers inside of them to create little acorn bells that go ding 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 ding. Of course, this
Okay.
is how the magic happens, and a strange energy arises from Oso and starts peeling away at the etchings in the chest as a strange rust appears and tears away at the runes. They have become too damaged to use, and the magic dissipates from Volt's eyes. However, the magic around the chest is gone, but there is still a strange aura of magic of the conjuration type, just kind of generally lingering in the room.
And she is the only one who can see that, right? Like
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
Okay. Well, should be fine now.
Great.
well, the chest is no longer magical. There's just some weird magical aura. But can we open
Oh.
it?
Can I
Oh.
attempt to thieves tool it now from over here with my mage hand?
You certainly can.
Well,
Part of
you're
your kit,
really
dude.
afraid of the chest.
Well, I mean, he can do it, so might as well. He's an arcane
I'll take
trickster.
back.
He can.
It's fair.
It's in
I'm
his
being
it's in
tricky.
his subclass that he can remotely thieves tools things. So go
Okay.
ahead, make that thieves tools check, dexterity based.
Also, wanna step back, also.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand over here. No reason.
Good idea.
Just like I just want to see what you were seeing while I was doing this.
Yeah, I just want to get a good picture of the whole,
the whole room.
whole room.
Just the whole room.
I want to remember this just as it was.
Okay,
Your torch with you.
this lock, it's been preserved with magic. It's a bit easier to finagle, and you're able to get it on this first try. You use your thieves tools and wiggle them inside, and it
Who's
pops
good?
open the lock.
I'm good.
Yes, you are.
You're pretty
Alright.
good too.
Now I'll sneak it, open it too. Oh, I'm over here still.
Okay, use your mage hand to lift the lid. It creaks open harmlessly.
All right, now I'll go closer to it and see what's
No.
inside.
Can and you have a mage hand.
You go over and look inside of the chest. It's completely empty except for a folded note at the bottom of the chest.
I mage hand the note out and I open it and read it. Because curiosity is gonna kill the cat, goddammit.
It says, "I prepared explosive runes today." No, it actually says,
Oh,
it says in
how
common,
did you activate chest?
scrawled in a like a kind of poorly inked pen, just says, "Retirement fund. Don't spend this on ale, Calabash." And that's all it says.
Jeez.
I guess he spent it on ale.
God
Seemingly he did.
damn it, Alabash! Damn, there's nothing in here.
Wait, are you sure?
Yes.
What does that note say?
It says. What does it say again? I repeat it.
It says, "Retirement fund. Don't spend this on ale, Calabash."
Okay. Retirement fund. Don't spend this on ale, Calabash.
All right. So, I mean, the chest.
I'm gonna
was,
keep the note. I know that. Just
chest
'cause
was magic.
no.
What? Maybe there's like another spell hiding the stuff.
Goods.
Well,
The
does
goods.
Volt detect more magic in this thing? I don't think so, right?
Just
They
that.
they do still detect that strange aura.
Of a conjuration. Is it from this? And I point the note at her.
Hmm.
Is it this?
The chest
Is
might
it
have blocked
this?
what was inside, but it doesn't appear to be emanating any magic.
And there's nothing else inside the chest, right? Like, I'll feel around with my mage hand to see if there's any, like, slip doors or trap compartments.
Sure, make an investigation.
Okay.
Anyone have some ale? Maybe we can summon something with ale.
Oh
I can
shit!
summon Calabash, apparently.
You feel around the entire inside of the box, but you don't see any false bottoms or anything that might tip you off to any secrets.
Alright. I'm gonna write that in my notes. If anybody else wants to try anything, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, are the rest of you guys doing anything in this room?
That is. What else is in the room over here?
There's a bed, a desk covered in papers that Alistair kind of looked through. It has a bunch of like magic and stuff written on it. There's some tapestries, a thick rug. There's few like I guess the desk has a drawer, but there's nothing in there of import.
I want to look under the bed.
You scramble under the bed. Make an investigation check.
With Calabash, you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
Of course, the short one looks under stuff. Brilliant.
As you shamble around under the bed, you have found what looks to be 2 copper pieces.
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
Looks like they
Score!
fell in between the bed frame and the wall.
I put them in my pocket.
Do you rub them together first?
Chink.
Yeah, 2 pennies to rub together.
That's my 2 cents.
Aha!
Does anybody
alright,
want my
I'll-
2 cents? Because it's mine, you can't.
I think I'm gonna take some of the paper that's on the desk, like whatever writings that probably looks the most interesting to me. I guess I know none of it makes sense to me, but
Okay, yeah, you can grab
I
some of
kind
that.
of want it just in case I find a person that might understand it at some point.
Alright, so Alistair shoves in a bunch of papers. You can just say Calabash's arcane notes.
Is there anything about conjuration magic in those notes?
If you'd like to investigate them yourself, you can certainly make that attempt. Make an Arcana check as you look through some of the stuff Alistair's grabbing at.
All I hear is meow, meow. As he pass papers.
So, after looking through some of these notes, it looks like they were developing some sort of types of magic and spells. There there are a few that you kind of recognize. One probably creates like a large explosion. One is able to like make you invisible for a greater length of period. And one seems to be, at least from the arcane illustrations, um, it seems to create an ice storm of sorts,
Ooh.
raining magical freezing rain on people. But other than that, a lot of it is very disparate, and it seems that they were getting creative at some point. It looks like a lot of the um, arcane markings are poorly drawn by a wavering hand.
Was he drunk?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Possible. Lastly, I just want to check out the wall, see if there's anything, the walls, if there's any trapdoors or anything,
Okay,
the secret doors, before I finally give up on this room.
okay. Do you want me to just have you search the whole room?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Make a new check then, just for the
Alright,
rest of the room. You'll do
I
the
just did.
25 for the tapestries.
Okay, got it.
Tapestries. Do you have
How
any
long have you been
tapestries in
in
this
this room?
castle? Sorry?
How long have they been in this room? I've been waiting at the other side, just kind of like keeping an eye
Well,
out.
we've
45 minutes.
it took them about 10 minutes to unlock the initial door. Probably like a few minutes to search the rest of the room. Bolt has casted detect magic for another 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's going on like half hour, 40
Probably would have
minutes.
been sitting by this point, kind of keeping an ear up against the doorway since I knew it was unlocked from someone mentioning it before.
Yep, Bean did mention that that door is unlocked, so you plant yourself there watching the hallway. Okay. Alistair, you start flipping up some of these tapestries, making sure that there's nothing on the other sides of the walls. Eventually, you make it to the other side of the room, and on your way there, you kind of trip over the rug a bit, and you can see that there is some strange chalk marking underneath the rug. After tearing up the rest of the rug, you can see that there is actually some sort of strange arcane symbol drawn on the ground.
Oh.
Oh! Impot!
What?
Watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh.
Uh, so, alright. Do I understand what it is, or is it...
You'd have to probably make an Arcana check for that.
Oh,
Jazz.
yeah, there's rolls and stuff in this game. Okay. That aren't investigation.
Good,
I'll
good,
try.
good. What is it? It's a map. So
They
with
have to
your
steal the Declaration
Arcana
of
check,
Independence.
Oh, I didn't realize I was playing Satan's game, Chris. I don't appreciate this.
Oh, come
Nope.
on.
My parents are gonna be so disappointed.
Oh, sorry. It's upside down. Hold on. Much holier.
Now I
Oh,
have
thank
to
you.
make a new check now that I'm looking at it right here.
You
Okay.
got a new perspective.
So, your Arcana check yields that it seems to be some sort of, perhaps, teleportation magic, just from the looks at it. Volt, this is unequivocally where the conjuration magic is coming from. It was just blocked by this thick rug.
Found it!
That's a thick ass ruggy.
Yeah. Equivalent to 1 foot of slab of stone.
Pretty good.
It's a lot heavier than you
Wow.
expected after
That's
tripping over it.
It's a dense weave, yeah.
Huh. Alright. Is it like a teleportation circle?
You're
That's
not
what
sure.
I
You can
assumed.
try an Arcana check of your own. Alistair wasn't able to glean much information from it.
Not as knowledgeable as I used to
Nope,
be,
nope.
unfortunately.
All three to
puzzled.
four of the casters stare bewildered at this strange magical thing that has appeared before them.
I'm just pointing at it like, hey!
Perhaps we need a fresh perspective.
Yeah, Volt, this is a little unintuitive to you. You recognize some of the symbols that calabash, as it were, was working with, but this stuff seems a little advanced.
Just give it a nope.
Just give it a
With
nope.
technology, not with this chalk stuff.
Newt, did you want to try and give it a try?
I will try.
To give it a try.
Try and give it a try.
I only have.
Well,
I have some.
we work in a
small-
binary system, so it's actually do or do not.
Oh.
Yeah, there is actually.
Yay! Kumquats!
As you all are staring at this magic circle, trying to figure out what the heck these symbols mean,
Someone yells "kumquats" in the corner.
Newt kind of like crawls over to it and just starts like looking at the symbols. You think you see like this weird pattern unfolding itself before you, almost as if this magic just comes to you, as if you didn't learn it and like cheated your way out of it by accepting the magic from a patron of some sort. But
Oh shit!
in spite of your
Never heard of it.
cheating, you're actually able to get a good grasp of what this thing does, and you think that it is a teleportation circle, and you think you know how you might be able to complete it, because it's actually missing a few of the symbols, but you think that you know what symbols to put in to complete this thing, if you'd like.
And well, I'd like to ask the group if they would want me to do that first.
Yes, 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 yes.
Definitely.
All
I
right.
don't want to use it. I just want to kind of make it glow. I don't know. Is that what it'll do?
It's
Glow?
just Curiosity is killing the cat.
We can give it a glow up.
All right. I
Yeah,
rub
let's
my
give it a
kumquats together.
Oh no!
But
Wait. What do we have to join hands and sing? What's
TOS.
kumquat.
To let the others like outside of this room know, because I think teleportation circles don't last so long.
And we might just disappear on them. Maybe
Yeah.
let's give them a.
Hey,
Hey,
guys.
baby! We found a teleportation circle. Don't bring copper.
I wasn't
Bye.
I wasn't looking
Don't
for knives or nothing. I'll follow you guys.
Don't bring copper.
Ruined it.
Do I hear
Baby.
that far away down the hallway?
Maybe.
Yes, you
maybe.
hear Volt
I-
yelling for you and yelling your name explicitly.
Coming. I want to check
Where are
the
you?
door first.
I already
Playing
did.
Minecraft, probably.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're
Literally
there.
playing character. Keeping an eye on the fucking doorway. Yeah, you know there's a direction thing that's right over here, right?
Direction
what?
thing?
A door. There's an unlocked door.
A
A
direction
direction?
thing?
We found a circle.
That will take
Oh,
us
rat.
to who
Magic.
knows where.
There's a square next to it and a triangle. Do you put them in a little peg? Oh,
No,
that
the
can't-
square doesn't fit in the circle. Don't you know shapes?
So we have this magical door that will take us to somewhere, and then we have an ordinary door that will take us to the other side of the door.
I was literally just down the hallway. I could have checked what was behind the door before y'all called me over here.
Yeah.
Well, you
Nice.
could've-
And I gotta
That's
walk back
true.
over. Go check
well,
the
we
door.
just didn't want to teleport anywhere without you. That
Don't
wouldn't
teleport
be
without
good.
me.
That's why we called you here. Why are you mad at me?
Baby, why are you so crotchety? Just
I'm gonna walk on back to the other door now, right? You're all welcome to join if you want, and I'm gonna go.
You do the thing quickly before he leaves.
Just wanna see what's on the other side of the goddamn door. What is wrong with all you?
You
don't
had
even know
like
where
a
this
half hour.
do it, Newt.
All right. I rub my kumquats together and I do it.
Oh my
Why
god.
Okay, this is a strange new spell component that you've unlocked here for finishing a chalk pattern.
Warlock level 6. Kumquats initiated.
You take out some chalk from amongst your things and scratch the symbols into the outer ring of the circle, and then complete the sort of star that was a bit unfinished in the center. As you do, the circle begins to glow, and a wind rushes into the room. Before suddenly you hear a loud popping noise, and with a sizzle of smoke, there is a dark cloaked man standing in the center of this circle. He has a long, raggedy beard and a rather bulbous schnoz, and he kind of like looks around the room and wavers for a bit.
Quick draw.
Which one of you is going through my shit?
Look,
Roll for
it's
initiative.
consequences to our actions.
Roll for initiative.
Wait,
Well, that was
we have
unexpected.
ale. You want ale?
Thirsty?
BB,
Yeah.
you have the
Yeah.
initiative.
Are we shooting? This thing looks like I should be shooting.
BB, he's drunk. Just tackle him. There's no way he's gonna put
Yeah,
up
I'll
a
tackle
fight.
I wish I didn't roll a 1 on my initiative.
What were you gonna do?
I don't know. Not roll a 1 on my initiative.
I'm actually not sure.
I don't know.
Check what?
Yeah, that would be an athletics check if you want to try and tackle him.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna try and, of course, resist this. Let's do opposed dexterity. He has disadvantage on this check. You got a 6. You tackle him and he falls to the ground. Oh! What are you doing to Kalibashi? You're gonna pay for
kill
this.
him.
I manacle him.
Don't kill us. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Get
I got
calabashed.
those.
Hold on. Let me see how manacles work.
I really
Put
wanted
him
the
on
music to stop
wrists.
and initiative to just end. That would have been so funny.
That's actually gonna take an action from you. So,
I only have a bonus action, technically.
yeah, so you don't have an action this round.
What I can do is action surge to get that action, so I can use the manacles.
Are you gonna use an action surge on this drunk man?
I will use an action surge on this drunk man to manacle him right now.
Ah, you flip him over, and
He's
you
in
try and manacle him.
Yeah, you guys all just like watch this happen. It's like, oh shit.
Make a
It's really going for it.
make a strength
Roll
check.
the one.
Basically, another opposed. Actually, yeah, make another opposed grapple check.
God damn.
Okay, he has disadvantage on this.
He's
Uh,
beefy boy.
He is not free of your grip, but he does manage to evade your manacles. You can't like get his two arms together.
Stupid.
Do you have another bonus action?
I do. Do you want me to shoot him? I can shoot him.
It's up to you. I don't control you.
Please don't shoot him, BB. Please.
Okay, I'm not gonna shoot
That's
him.
Calabash.
You're a sheriff. You wouldn't just shoot him if you got
No,
him.
I wouldn't.
Shoot him in the
There are rules.
I shoot him in the
for
kneecaps.
friends.
Are you gonna try and shoot him non-lethally?
No.
Okay, then
I'm trying to restrain him.
if your turn is over, Newt, it is your turn. It looks like BB is trying to restrain what appears to be a drunk wizard named Calabash on the ground. BB's trying to get manacles on him. What do you do with your turn?
I want to see. Where's my little guy?
Your kumquats?
Yeah. I want to see what my kumquats are.
I feel it in my plums. You just enjoys the music for a bit.
What are you
No.
thinking? What are you thinking of doing?
Hold person if I want to use my spell or not.
I mean, you get back your spells on a short rest, so it's not really any skin off your bones if you try to hold person somebody.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna assist BB in doing that.
Okay.
Oh.
You reach out with your hands, and then you like cause these tendrils to like come out of the ground spectrally to wrap around Calabash. As he looks at this, his eyes go wide, and he starts wiggling his hands around in the air. No, Kalamatsu, I'm a filikadaboo! And he casts counterspell.
Of course he
No.
does.
Your spell fizzles and falls to the ground in a pile of ethereal-looking goo.
Oh.
Card.
That is your action. Anything else for you? Or Bean?
Well, I guess. I guess I want to have Bean try to. I guess I do want him to bite him.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. It's fine.
We still want to kill him, but I don't think Bean's gonna kill him.
I
I don't think a
Bean can
bite
kill
is
him.
gonna kill him.
Okay, Bean comes out of invisibility and attacks at Calabash with advantage. That's gonna hit. It sinks its fangs into Calabash. What the hell is that thing? I thought we got rid of the bats! And that's gonna deal 7 damage initially. Let's see if he takes the Otro damage. It's gonna be con save. Okay, he does succeed, so he doesn't take any of the poison damage. But good news is he is technically poisoned.
Oh, good news.
He's drunk.
Fair.
Okay, Newt, anything else with you or Bean's turn?
Nope. Nope, that's it.
Okay, Calabash, he starts struggling against his restraints. Get me the devil out of here! Tell you what, why don't you just burn in hell, how about that? And his eyes flare red as he hiccups and a small spark pops out of his mouth and then explodes, casting the room in a gigantic fireball blast.
What?
It seems to be avoiding specifically him. I'm gonna need everybody in the room to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I just try to hold on to him?
I mean, yeah, you can try.
Dexterity save?
Dexterity save.
Uh-oh.
Did he have the hands free enough to cast that?
Yeah, he wasn't manacled.
Yeah.
He's
He
just
weren't.
grappled.
He weren't manacled.
If he were specifically manacled, then
Look
yeah.
at you.
Okay, so, Alistair succeeds, BB succeeds. Okay, the DC is 14. So looks
Do I-
like you did succeed, but Bean didn't. Okay, so let's roll for damage. Those that succeeded are gonna take half.
Scared.
26 damage, slightly below average.
Oh.
All right,
Oh.
so Volt takes 26, Steel Defender takes 26. Actually, yeah, I think that's still true. Bean is evaporated. Alistair, you take half. Do you have evasion yet?
No.
Okay, then you take half. You take 13.
Uh,
Oso
Aaron,
also takes
can I?
13. And
I took 13.
you took 13. Baby takes 13. Wow, a lot of successes, actually. More than I initially thought. Okay, the rest of you guys take 26.
Copper doesn't take 13?
Yeah, no, Copper's down.
Oh,
Good.
good, yes. Hey,
Good.
thanks. I clap
Yeah.
for Calabash. Hell yeah!
The room is now very much on fire. All the tapestries are burning. All the spell scrolls and stuff are up in a blaze. The bed is burning. The rug that has been tossed to the side is now on fire as well. And he's just gonna end his turn. Good old Copper here is gonna make a death save.
Oh,
Boo.
That's one fail. Alistair, it is your turn.
Calabash. Don't. Let's just talk about this.
Go
never
shove it
thought
out
to
your butt,
hurt you.
furball.
I don't want to shove my butt up anything.
But you're a cat.
Listen, we just want to talk to you.
Quit touching my stuff. Everything's on fire now.
Well, that was a little your fault. But,
It's your fault. You guys are intruding on my property.
I just want to learn about Halastair's school. Do you have any information on that?
Only Alistair's supposed to come in this room, you fools.
Oh,
What are you
well,
doing in here?
Yeah, why is he in here?
is it?
It's my room.
Then why is only
Yes.
Alistair supposed to
Are
come
you
into your
Alistair?
room?
Yeah, you Alistair?
No.
Alistair?
I think he only appreciates Halastair's company.
don't even know us yet.
Alistair, what are you doing for your turn?
Yeah. I'm trying to persuade him to like calm down and talk to us, but I don't know if I'm getting that across. I don't know if I can like roll for it instead of me trying to
I mean,
roleplay
yeah,
it.
you can make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I think that's what the rules are for.
Yeah.
So the DM just can't say, nah.
Aha.
Well, the DM can.
Well,
Should know
yeah.
that.
He can.
I've seen him do it before.
He
I've
has
seen
the
him
right.
do it.
I've seen a DM do that before.
Oh, have you? Okay, as you start trying to talk sense into Calabash, his eyes start flitting around the room, and he's like, "Let me go, and maybe we can talk cordially.
Yes, that was my idea.
And get this
Also,
dragon off me."
Snow dragon.
Okay,
Dragon ball.
maybe. Yeah,
He ain't
yes.
standing up unless
Semantics.
he's gonna submit to some manacles, because I know what these wizards can do.
No, I don't want your fancy bracelets.
It's really not
Do
that
you
hard to have a
promise to be
conversation.
a good boy?
Of course, I'll be very good.
Insight check.
Okay,
The dragon.
I trust him completely.
It looks like he has virtually no intention of coming down quietly.
Yeah, hell no.
He is still actively struggling against you, and you can see his fingers wiggling with little sparkles twinkling about them. And he's definitely muttering something under his breath in between his
Oh,
speech patterns.
Uh-huh.
is that an action to do all that, or do I get?
It's been a bit. I'll say you still have an action technically.
All right. Well,
Maybe a
I didn't
silence
want to
would
do
be-
this.
Well, we just need to shut him up.
Okay, yeah, you go out with your rapier to go in for a sneak attack here.
It'll be non-lethally though. If I
Okay,
can.
you can. You deal 19 damage to Calabash.
+1 for the booming blade.
+1 for the booming blade. So that's total 20.
It's non-lethally.
You slam your rapier into Calabash's head, and a small buoy of like thunderous energy starts vibrating around him. What did you do to me?
Well, you were muttering. So, I go over here. Good lad.
All right, Volt, it is your turn. It looks like Alistair just hit Calabash and ran away.
Nice.
Didn't want to do that.
If I attack non-lethally, would I be flanking from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will attack non-lethally, just to shut him up.
Okay. You take out your lance and kind of poke him from a distance, while Oso's just kind of like kicking his head from the other side. And you have advantage against him, so that's gonna hit. Okay. You kind of whack him upside the head, and he drops unconscious. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Let's tie him up.
Yeah, it's much
job.
easier to manacle him from this point.
Now you can do the manacles. Wait, not out of initiative. Oh, now we're out of initiative. The music stopped, then we're out of initiative.
We're out of initiative. No, the music just stopped.
Oh, okay.
Well, now we're
Yeah.
in out of initiative.
I'm gonna wipe some of the runes off, so just in case.
Okay, you rub out some of the teleportation runes, breaking the circle. You see like the magic flicker and then go out like a light.
All right.
You
Sorry,
guys manacle Calabash, I assume. Are you guys doing anything to save
Perhaps we
Copper's
should-
life?
Yeah.
Want a medicine check him?
Who?
Anyone want a medicine?
Does anybody want to do it?
Can
I
take
don't.
his money before?
He was literally naked.
There's nothing to do.
He
Yes,
might have a
nothing.
fork that he was gonna use for a weapon.
I gave him a shovel.
A
and
shovel.
clothes.
There you go.
Well, it's useless to me then.
I mean,
It's
know-
useless to me.
I know what I want to do with Calabash, but while we're dealing with copper, I guess.
I'm gonna I have like clothes in my pack for some reason. I just want to like tear his cloth up and gag his mouth so he
Oh.
can't fucking talk.
Jesus.
Not copper, calabash.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
you
that's
meant
fine.
He's already
Uh,
dead. What the fuck?
Well, you know what? I get them both. Fuck it. No,
What do
just a
Ah,
calabash.
he's already dead.
Just a calabash.
So what are you doing to Calabash?
Gagging
I'm,
him.
I'm gagging him
Just gagging
with
him?
yeah, so he can't fucking cast any
And
more
I wanna-
spells.
I'd like to lift him and put him on the bed
Whoa,
and tuck
you're
him
a
in.
cat.
Okay.
Oh.
You guys go and lift Calabash to put him on the flaming bed.
Yeah.
Well, we put it out
Create-
first if it's flaming.
Oh, did you guys want to put out the entire room on fire? It's made out of like the entire room is covered in tapestries, a rug, a blanket, a chest, and scrolls that are all on
Made of
fire.
solid gasoline. I want to
Um,
cast create water. I'll dump it across the whole room.
Okay.
Just
You
rain
create
everywhere.
rain in the room using your druidic magic. Several like strange like birds fly out from your inner mechanisms and go and start flying around the room. They just start spitting on the ground here. It creates enough water to put out the fires after a time.
Okay, good.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on Copper.
That's
he was
good.
my teammate.
He was your friend.
A few rounds go by as he starts bleeding out. You kind of like shrug as you go over and inject him with something.
Oh shit.
Adrenaline over here, boss. He reawakens. Roll a d8.
Who?
Volt if you're casting
me.
Cure Wounds.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was a pretty good roll.
And that's plus
Nice.
4.
Oh yeah, +4.
Okay. Copper regains 11 hit points, which as you can see brings him above half.
Oh.
Oh,
You're not even
devil
bleeding
happened.
anymore. Oh my gosh.
okay. Did we get him?
Yeah,
Who?
sorry,
No.
Copper.
Yeah, we did.
How long did
Definitely-
you train before coming down here?
How long is the what?
How long did you train before coming down here?
I did not get
I-
even a chance to swing me shovel around.
Oh no, I meant like
Got him with a
before you
pot.
even came down to the dungeon. I thought you were a pretty skilled fighter.
Listen, it's
Yeah,
not like
you-
I'm gonna be like infiltrating like Hallister's lair. I'm just here for treasure.
Well, if you
Okay.
come with us, you will.
Yeah. What do you think
Alright.
we're here for?
I thought you were just kind of investigating the place. I also thought Volt was looking for that treasure.
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
covered
yeah, I
everything.
am. But I really wouldn't pick a fight with these guys going on. I just didn't realize how quickly you fall.
I'm not made out of metal, dear.
Maybe you should be.
I'm more of a scout, if I had to like put a name to my NPC title.
It's a weird way to put that.
You can drop him off at the surface when we get up there.
That sounds like it could be amicable.
Well, you could just make it there by yourself. How's that sound?
Preferably if we don't have to deal with any more mages.
Right. So you're saying you need us.
A wee bit.
And don't forget it.
Wow.
So what are we doing with him? Guys,
We're
rest him
putting
on
him on the bed.
now put out bed. He's been gagged and manacled. And he is out like a light.
Like a light,
Oh, he looks
like a light.
so peaceful when he's unconscious.
And not blown us
I want to
up.
check him for whatever he may have on him.
Okay, yeah, he's wearing robes, but he's got like a few like satchels and stuff with him. It looks like he's carrying his spell book. It's heavily used. A lot of the pages have been like dog-eared and whatnot. There's a few bookmarks in it, a lot of notes in the margins, but it looks like it could be effectively used for any wizard that would want to copy things to their own spellbook, or perhaps
dig it.
sold to somebody that, I don't know, buys spellbooks in the Yawning Portal.
Man, I'm just gonna be collecting these things.
How are you gonna part with them?
They call me Alistair. I collect spell books.
Collected of spell books.
All right,
So
I'm
every
gonna
time you
take
defeat a
it.
powerful mage, you take his spells.
Okay. You take his spells in his spell book, and you take them and add them to your inventory. You can just write down Calabash's spell book.
Sad.
Got it.
Well, he isn't carrying too much else on him. It looks like he has what appears to be an empty flask in his like inner vest. It looks like there's also a flask in the inside of his left boot. In his hood, it looks like he had another flask in the like part that's like kind of hanging over his back. It was kind of weighing it down. Looks like the staff he's carrying also unscrews at the top. It appears to be a flask, but there's nothing inside.
Oh my god, this guy
Hey,
is like,
buddy, you know what? I'm sorry that we hurt you
hard.
up a little bit. I think you've got a problem, you know.
You think?
You also find that he does have a key that's just on a ring.
I'll take that.
If you want that. Hey, I think I know what this is for, but you can have it.
I meant the royal we, the royal eye.
Mm.
Oh,
Aye.
now we don't have any of that ale on us, right? At all, like a cup of it or whatever.
I do. I
forgot
have a
what
wine.
happened.
I have a wineskin full of it.
My water skin has some.
Yeah, I think some of you guys definitely like took some, at the very least,
I
from
take
that
out the bent
excursion.
hot and I hand it to Alistair and I start pouring some in. Have at it.
Yeah. Well, okay, great. We'll leave this with him, and we will leave before he wakes up. How about that? He'll
We don't want-
appreciate the ale.
What? No, hold on. I ain't
You know
leaving my manacles on
Well,
him
we
if
can
we're just
talk to
running
him.
away.
Yeah, it's perfectly good manacles. We're not gonna ask him any questions or anything.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? I
Yeah,
thought
we
we were.
could, I guess.
Bad kitty.
I didn't just tackle this crazy old man and take a fireball to the face to make sure that he could take a nap.
Yeah. Besides, I have to thank him for downing
I have
copper.
a spell book. I'm collecting spell books.
Can I take
I don't know why it's very funny to me.
I start
Phoebe just-
writing a thank you note.
I guess if you want to let BB borrow the spellbook, that's up to you.
I don't do
Wait,
spells.
you want to what?
I said,
He wants
can
to
I
look at the
take a look at it?
spellbook.
I don't do that tongue thing.
You promise to give it back to me?
I do.
Oh, you guys are
Okay,
married
here you
now.
go.
Oh.
Nope, that's Niat. She's married.
No.
Hand over the
No.
spellbook.
No.
Yeah, yeah, I'll let you look at it
Take
tentatively.
it and smack you over the face with it.
BB, when you're done with that, can I borrow that?
Not
I'd
like
like
a
to.
big thing. It's like a
I'd-
kid's like, "The hell's wrong with you?" And I put it back in his hand.
Ow. Thank you.
Wait, can I borrow it though? I actually have something I want to.
No,
No, I'm not gonna hit you with it.
I don't trust you.
I'm gonna. What? Since when? What would give you that
With this
character
particular
development?
book,
Or you can hold it. I just want to write something in it.
I think that's why
I
he doesn't
don't
want you
know
to touch
what
it.
will happen if that happens.
It's just like in the back. It's a little note.
What, like, it's have a great summer.
Have
It's
a
been a
great-
great year.
That's
Like,
what I was
what-
gonna. That's literally what I was gonna say. Have a great summer. Don't change. Thanks for killing
don't
Copper.
change. Thanks for killing Copper.
Hold on. I have the send in stone that goes to Feldrax. I'm gonna message him real quick.
Oh, that's a good. That's a guy. What are you thinking? You're using
Wow.
your brain?
Huh?
Cool. There we go.
Something seems off about taking somebody else's book. I figured I'd check in on that.
It's the most competent thing anyone
Well,
of us has
it's
ever done.
very not good, but
Yeah, and
my need for this book outweighs my guilt.
all right. I'm just pinging Felrax, trying to figure out how this stone fucking works.
You start like tapping on the stone a bit. Hello,
Hey.
come in.
Rex's ringback tone starts to play.
Felrax.
I
You
Felrax.
don't
see
give it to you.
You see a spectral image of Felrax's head projected into the air, kind of like a hollow projector type deal, kind of like it was before.
Mhm.
And
We've seen Star
he's
Wars.
not facing you. He's looking away from you, and he kind of goes, "Lando, will you please get off the counter and stop eating those? Those are not food. I need you to... hello. A apologies. I was dealing with something over here. You hear a few like pounding noises. Can I do for you?
Hey, Felrax, got a question for you.
I
You heard of anyone named Calabash down here in the second level? I look around at everyone. Yeah, second level?
Yeah,
yeah.
arcane chambers.
In some sort of arcane chambers.
I haven't heard the name.
All right. Well,
That's
he
no
seems to
shit.
be a little bit more magic inclined, kind of like yourself. If we take his spell book, is he going to be able to find us?
Well, any good wizard would have precautions set in place, but usually wizards are pretty guarding of their spell books, as they won't be able to prepare any new spells other than the ones that they have. If they lose it, they'd have to spend a lot of time and energy to recreate one.
What you're saying is either we should put him out of his misery and take the book,
Uh,
or
Are you
I don't
asking
know.
me to execute somebody?
I just
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what.
Are you asking permission to
What?
murder this guy? I don't think that's what.
I don't think
Hush,
it's my
all of you.
place, whoever this
It's
Calabash is.
a joke. I don't even know who this person is. All I know is I want my manacles back, and someone plans on taking his book so he doesn't fireball our face again.
You're really obsessed
Well,
with these manacles.
If you're asking if he's dangerous without the spell book, he probably would be for a time till he runs out of spells.
All
Well,
right.
we dealt with him once. We'll be fine.
Anybody want to say hi to Lando while I've got Felrax on?
No, you don't need to see Lando right now. No,
Wait, why?
no, he's very busy.
Busy? Was he doing his taxes? What are you talking about?
Um,
I relay things so that way it's going.
I
to
think
Felrax.
I'm going through a tunnel,
A
and he
tunnel?
shuts off the sending stone.
Really? We're doing that? Oh, fuck.
You're all the one that rescued that thing.
Yeah, but I'm just curious, making sure he's all right.
All right. Anywho, I'm gonna go take my manacles back if we're just gonna leave this guy here to
Oh,
nap.
manacles.
Good one.
Mine.
You unhook
He's still
your
gagged, right?
your manacles. Calabash is still gagged. It seems like he's snoring a bit beneath that gag that you've made for him.
Is it the grapefruit?
He's really into it.
Oh no!
This Angel?
Okay, yeah, you take back your manacles. Anything else you guys are doing?
I'm scrubbing the floor of this mark.
Yeah, also already did break the
Okay.
the seal, as it
Seal?
were.
Broke the
Yeah.
seal.
Yeah,
Yep.
it sure did.
That's how he cleaned off the chalk.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the rain throughout the room probably did some damage to it too.
Yeah.
What
Oh.
the fuck? The fire is out, right?
Yeah, you
that
guys
was a
put the
fire.
fire out.
Okay, just making sure.
Nothing
Can
but
we get a
cinders.
move on?
Oh,
Just
now
gonna
are
leave
you
this guy
okay?
here?
Oh,
We're
now
not
that
gonna
you're done
kill
with
him?
your phone call, you're ready to go. All right.
Yeah, you can keep his book.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna be a little shit for a bit, but it's on you.
It's on-
Let's just call this rehab.
I'm
Well,
sure there's
thinking about
plenty
the
of
withdrawal.
trolls that are in here that might still be hiding some other magical contraption or spell or something. So I say we get our tails and start moving it down to that hallway.
Copper nervously looks back at Calabash on the table and like cautiously backs out of the room. All right, if that's such a one to do,
What, do you advise against it?
I'd rather just end this fella's life. He tried to kill us. Darn
Good,
near
then we
killed
def-
me.
Then
No,
we definitely won't. Let's go, guys.
he did nothing wrong. He's defending his own.
I wave at him before we leave.
You wave at
The
the
Calabash?
unconscious man. He does not wave back.
All right.
So
Oh,
you'll get him
what
next time. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, you guys start heading out of this chamber. Calabash's little corner of the depths.
Mm.
There's a sign that says Calabash's corner.
While this is happening, I'll take a potion and Spark will repair himself.
Okay. You heal yourself for 5 hit points, and then you can mend Spark if people are willing to wait for a bit. You can recast that a few times, I believe. Get Spark back to
Oh,
full.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
Well,
waiting for a while, so.
while they're doing that, I'm gonna down this goblin health potion I have.
Oh no, good luck.
Right.
If I die, don't give.
Whoa.
If I die, end of sentence. I will.
Fall to the floor.
Take care of the spell books I've stolen.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
You
I'm sure
wanna...
someone will come along to pick your body clean. Don't worry about it.
Whoa, harsh.
Good to know.
Like the new character he would roll.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it. I'm
okay.
just... He's
Oh,
still
so-
here.
Yeah, I probably
Hi.
would.
Yes, BB?
Where are you?
So,
I actually can't see you.
Probably.
Hanging out? Are we leaving yet? I'm sorry, I didn't.
yeah, we
Oh.
left a while ago.
I feel weird about Calabash.
I do too, but
We're just gonna leave
I'm
him
sure
there?
there will
That
be
did
no
feel weird.
consequences in the future.
What? Something is wrong with this fucking...
Y'all didn't want to talk to him.
Alcoholism.
I did want to talk to him. You guys knocked him out.
No, I
we
didn't.
can drag him until he wakes up.
Awakens, but he won't be
Could take him.
manacled.
Alright, I'll put him over my shoulder.
Are you taking him with you?
Yeah.
Good idea,
Yeah.
Oso.
Okay, you guys all leave the room. Oso emerges with Calabash over his shoulder.
Wait,
We can put
I want to
like
tie
it.
his hand with the... like, vines or something.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
We must have rope.
I
Yeah.
have rope.
I'm gonna say you probably need rope. You're not entirely Groot.
I know, but it's worked in the past.
I have rope.
Okay, well then I use some rope.
You know,
I'm
now
not,
that he's coming with us, the manacles are coming with us.
The manacles were in my pocket.
My pocket.
Yes, now that...
you tie a fairly good knot around Kaladesh.
okay.
That seems
Now I'm
fairly
doing
good.
it. Calabash.
Calabash.
Shane's deliberately mispronouncing it like a magic set. Um,
A what?
Kaladesh.
Oh, it probably was just...
Just
Discord,
saying it
no.
wrong.
Oh, I thought it was intentional. Anywho.
No,
You gave him more credit.
or the accent kind of made me say it wrong. One or the other.
Okay, Calabash is
Yeah.
toyed up. Okay, you guys head over to this door. It is, in fact, unlocked, as was
I drank
stated
the potion.
before.
What do I get?
Oh, yeah.
I
Let's
was
get to
about to
that.
die.
Get dead.
Alistair, you drink down this sickeningly pungent potion. Doesn't go down easy. It takes a few swallows, and you kind of gag at the end there. There's a lingering vomit taste in your mouth.
Dude,
Alas,
why?
POX.
You think you could taste, or at least feel, a few spider legs crawl down your throat. But
Oh god.
you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Freaking kidding me.
I mean, it wasn't entirely unexpected, right? Let's be honest.
It wasn't, but... Oh, my God.
You did ask.
Oh,
What did I
everything.
get?
There it is.
Okay. You take...
Oh.
20 points of healing, probably he's gonna say. Don't worry about it.
You take...
Are you sure?
6 points of poison damage.
Alright. You're gonna need a
Bitch.
you're gonna need a refund.
I
on that,
wanted
buddy.
this to heal my pains, not add more.
Yeah, you start gagging, and it doesn't feel too good. You feel abnormally warm and sweaty, which is weird for a cat.
Are
Uh,
you
sorry.
panting?
Yeah,
That
you're
made me
kinda-
uncomfortable.
You're panting a lot.
A
Yeah,
sweaty cat? I hate it.
What? Does anybody have a real healing potion? I thought I had a real healing potion, but I didn't have a healing potion.
Oh, yeah, I have another.
I
Have
can cast
two
a
left.
thing on you if you don't want to save
Oh
your
my-
potion.
there is
Please.
Sure, maybe it's better to.
Probably.
Yeah, hang on to that.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm not picky.
take care of him. Well, you are, but anyway, he's a...
Apparently.
So
Yes,
you
that's true.
healing, or are you drinking a potion?
healing. He's
I'm
healing. I'm
doing
okay,
whatever.
I'm healing.
Yeah, healing
I'm
with
doing
his heals.
wounds.
Cure wounds. First
Yeah.
level. 5
Oh my
healing.
god,
That is
that's
minimum.
garbage.
Really? Oh,
You
That
don't
is
feel
minimum.
too indebted to heal Alistair, so you kind of just pat him on the back. You okay there, buddy? And your druidic magic kind of like forces some of the
Oh.
poison out of his system, but that's about all
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
much.
scraped knee heals.
Well, I'll take it. All right. Onward, I suppose.
I'll give you more, but spell slots. Anyway,
I
But you know,
I
spell
understand.
slots, dude. Okay, I'll take you guys to the next map.
Nice.
can you take me to Funky Town instead of the next map? Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. I feel like I was there. I feel like I opened the door quickly and was like, "Whoa, what is that?"
Yes, it does smell kind of funky in here. In fact,
Sorry.
as you enter this chamber, it's got a few desks lining the walls, all covered with notes and papers. Lots of different strange equipment that you haven't seen before. There's lots of like coils of like various metals. There's like forks and rods and stuff pointing out in the air, various chemical compounds that looks like they've dried up a long time ago. Meanwhile, can I get some perception checks from everybody?
Oh, hell yeah.
You sure can.
Okay. And Alistair, I'm
really
going to have
bad for
2
me.
perception checks from you.
Oh, good, because I
Don't.
did my first one.
I have super perception.
Okay. So, as
Enter the
Oso
fight.
rolls for initiative, his fists go up in the air and then he puts them
I'm
down.
always ready.
He's a little jealous of Alistair never being surprised. So, you guys, this strange smell, kind of like fills this chamber, and it's rather unidentifiable, but that's because it's actually 2 smells, as Newt is able to perceive. Her super sniffer, as it were, identifies a sense of like smells like rotten flesh, as well as a strange metallic ozone kind of smell in the air.
Huh.
Yeah, 2 distinct smells that Newt is picking up in this area.
Well, put them down.
Alistair, your second roll that you made, as you're like looking around the corner, you notice that your hand, not really your mage hand, but your real hand is actually kind of no longer there. You quickly like
Here.
startle yourself and kind of like touch it, and it's still there. It's just invisible.
It's invisible.
Yeah, your hand has become invisible.
I. Now, is it like, can I move my arm forward? Is it like a barrier that's making it that way or something like
No,
that? I don't know
you
how to
wave your
explain
hand
it.
around, you wiggle your fingers, you can still feel them there. It's just
That
that
was an
they're
odd
not
conclusion
visible.
to come to at first.
Well,
but
I
like
just mean
your,
like,
I like your positivity.
it's just my hand.
Just your hand.
Well, I don't know. Investigate Arcana or something? I don't know.
Yeah, sure, you can arcana it.
I'm not sure which would apply to that kind of check.
Well, it does appear to be magical. It's not
Yeah,
really
that's what I figured.
natural phenomenon. You're not sure what's causing it, though. Don't think you passed by
Hey.
any, like, weird sensors or anything.
Hey, Niat, look
yeah,
at
we
this.
didn't.
I don't have a
What?
hand. I
You
feel
look
like I
mute,
should
but
be-
there's nothing there.
Look, no hands.
Can I do?
Ah,
Can I
Look,
do like
Mondo.
Arcana to see why that's happening?
Sure.
please do. I'm suck at them.
I'm
stuck.
suck.
The hell did you drink?
Newt,
I don't know.
you do peer at this, and it looks to be some sort of failed invisibility spell sorts. It's probably an after effect of something you might have ingested. Probably no
Alright.
less than a minute
Got it.
ago.
Oh.
Yeah, if only we had like a record of what that might have been, or
I
some
know.
sort of recollection.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him then. Just
Thank
to
you.
see.
I'm gonna continue to keep my eye on him.
On Alistair or on Copper?
On Alistair, because he's disappearing, right?
His hand has turned invisible.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep an eye on him to see if he keeps disappearing.
Okay, you squint at him. Oso squints at him from around the corner behind Volt with Calabash over his shoulder.
I wait.
Copper's in the room and kind of like looking through the notes and stuff. He's just kind of looking around for treasure and whatnot.
You barely have clothes, and you're still looking for treasure, huh?
I have to find something to pique me interest.
Are you just that bored with your life?
I don't have much else to do. I have a shovel. I'm following you guys around till you get someplace I want to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this not where you want to go? Ungrateful. Ungrateful.
Well, I've told you my plans. Anyway,
Unbelievable.
what is all this shite? I can't make hide nor tail of it.
That was very useful.
I don't know. Can I
Um,
check out some of what he was looking at? I guess.
Sure, there's tons of strange equipment on the tables that's difficult to identify, but you could certainly try and make an intelligence check. If you
Yeah.
have Tinker's Tools, it would probably be a Tinker's Tools check.
Do I? Nope. Just intelligence.
Yeah, it's a little too much for you, although you do find some success as you start looking through the notes and stuff on the tables. You can see that a lot of them are mentioning weird experiments, and they seem to be detailing various countless like events that seem to be talking about the rate of decay, and like the accumulation of charge is at like 600% in this instance of the experiment. You also eventually come across what appears to be a logbook that was stashed away in a desk drawer.
I want to read the logbook.
Does that smell? Does that Newt pick up? Do I smell it too? When she points it out.
Yeah, everybody smells it. Newt just kind of identified what it smells like.
Does that remind me of the smell that probably happens immediately after using a lightning breath?
In fact, it's very similar.
I don't like that.
Alistair, you poke around in the logbook. It's a very thin page book. It looks like there's a lot of pages that have been torn out of it, and a lot of hasty notes written in the margins. However, this one does clearly say Trenzia's log, day 1. Alistair has granted me his abandoned copper mine. Finally, the components to complete my work. More study to follow. That's all it says for this day.
Hmm.
we in a hallway right now?
You're in
Just
a
hanging
hallway
out.
from before, yeah.
What? Oh, I see like Volt and Calabash just like, oh,
Oh my god, is there a door there?
yeah.
Why would I put a door there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like right against the edge of the map. God damn it,
All I
Chris.
could see.
I was like making fun of you for not entering the room and realized you couldn't.
Oh, how did I? What's going on with this mouse?
I can't seem to control Volt and Spark again.
Try placing new instances of them in the map. You should be able to drag it from the journal.
Okay. Oh. Alright, yeah.
Trying to move Oso out of your way.
Sorry,
I
yeah.
get back into
Okay, thank
myself.
you.
There we go.
Yeah, that is the sort of stuff that you found amongst the logbooks, Alistair. Do you need me to repeat anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Alistair granted me access to copper mine. More news to follow.
Hmm?
From Trenzia. Got it. Oh, copper mines. That's what that lady wanted us to find.
Hmm. It did exist.
It's all coming together now.
Ah. Soon, Cademan will be able to complete his... Oh.
Oh,
no.
Well,
My baby boy.
It's okay. I
Well,
think you
think
guys can
that's
still technically complete that quest, like, in
Yeah.
return for helping Oso.
in
Um,
honor
But it
of
does sound like
Mom.
they've specifically mentioned the copper mines that were rumored to be down here.
Well, maybe we can move on.
I can't make hide nor tail of this strange equipment, so I'm just
That
following
make-
you.
Doesn't surprise me. Anyway, let's go.
Volt, if you'd like, you can make a Tinker Tools intelligence check if you wish.
Sure,
Yes.
yeah.
We're the tinkering kind.
what?
Is it int?
Yep.
Awesome.
Alistair, I'm gonna
Yes.
make note that I think I should be walking ahead.
Oh, in case I go invisible. Got it.
Yeah, sure, just for that.
Something like that. Volt, as you and Spark start investigating this equipment, you're actually somewhat familiar with this sort of stuff. It looks like whatever this Trenzia was doing, it's definitely dealing with electricity. A lot of these tools seem to channel or contain electricity within them, although any charges that they might have had seem to be no longer present.
So it's dead, but this is where electric stuff might come out of.
A lot of them would probably have normally have like a lot of sparks on them. Some of them might carry like some voltage of some sort,
Zing.
or
Spark?
pulse.
If Volt stands on the table, it's carrying a Volt.
Yeah, does that count? Does that turn it on?
No, weirdly.
Holding a charge.
Wait, if someone uses like a lightning power, would that charge it?
I mean, it would, but most of these devices are mostly used for like measuring electricity, or just containing it as a battery.
Oh, so it'd be like one of those little boxing games where you hit it really hard, it tells you what your score is.
Yeah.
Well, now I kind of want to try.
Dang.
I think we should keep on moving forward. If there's still something around here, it might not be good to keep it, hiding in the
I'm
distance.
following you.
Yeah, for a very particular
Portable?
reason.
Yes.
How is he doing?
Because I might be invisible.
He's grunted a few times and burped a few more, but otherwise nothing much.
Alistair?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Calabash.
Oh, yeah, him too. No, that's good. Yeah, but I meant
You start going after Alistair to make sure that they're okay, and make a perception check. Besides BB's.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead.
Yeah. And I suppose Newt as well, since you were specifically looking at Alistair. Yeah, Alistair seems totally normal.
Oh God,
to
he's
Oso.
gone.
Newt.
I can't perceive him.
Newt, you were particularly enraptured by one aspect of Alistair that is no longer there. His tail seems to have vanished.
Oh,
Finally.
well.
Are you gonna tell him? Are you gonna tail him?
Well, I'm going to, yeah. I'm gonna tap him on his leg because I'm probably not tall enough, and I'm gonna put him
Hey.
in his tail.
Hello there. Yes.
Look,
I don't see anything.
exactly.
A realization comes over you, Alistair,
Oh,
as you
wait.
realize that your tail has gone. At first you're excited, but then you feel a twitch, and you reach out to touch your tail. It's there. It's just not visible.
Damn it. It's still there.
Wait, you want to go invisible?
He wants
I
to be
mean-
normal again.
We've gone over this.
It's
I-
not normal?
I do, but I like my speed, actually. It's actually quite handy.
Pretty normal to me.
Me as a character would be upset if I didn't have my cat dash.
Mhm.
Me as a player. All right, BB, you
Player.
make a perception check as you enter this chamber. You can see that this chamber has a lot of barrels like stacked against the wall. It does reek in here as well, more so than it did out in the other rooms. There's also a hammock just like up against the wall, and it has a little book resting inside of it.
Look down there.
In the corner of the room is a doorway that appears to be made entirely out of copper. The floor tiles are also made out of copper, like surrounding the threshold.
Hmm.
You can hear a distinct hum in this room.
I nudge Copper and say, look, that's what copper looks like when it's useful.
And I fucking kill you.
Vernoso.
I got it in my high five.
Whatever you do, don't go in that room.
What?
Don't go in that room. We should check down here first. The only one going through that area is going to be me.
Fair enough. Follow your lead.
Unless you want to find
Because
yourself
I'm
to be
going to be invisible.
that. No, it's so you're not a fried chicken sitting in the middle of the entire tiled floor, whatever the hell's going on in there.
If he's
Good at
brave
that
enough to
thing.
enter, I wouldn't think he'd be that chicken.
Oh, by the way, BB, they mentioned copper mines. Didn't we have a quest, or you? I don't know. I had notes from Cademan that says reach into the copper mines for Valletta.
Yeah, that's that priestess
That's
that ended up
before
bringing
we
back
reach-
our last companion.
Yes, maybe before we go up, we should check out copper mines and maybe get some of that for her.
We can definitely
Two
take a look.
birds, stone. The trick is big stone, small birds.
Really close together.
Very insightful.
BB, you head down to this area. You can still hear a distinct hum coming from this area, although it's not quite as loud. You see that the floor tiles in the east hallway are made out of copper, much like the other ones. There's also a wooden ironclad doorway to the south.
I think we should check the doorway first, just in case. It's completely wooden. The handles are not metal.
Well, the handle is like iron.
Mm. Does rubber exist in this world?
Rubber exists everywhere, dude.
Rubber.
What?
I guess I'm gonna try and reach out to the door and see if I can open it.
Okay.
Yes.
You
Some of
reach
the
out to
first
the
bowling
door.
balls are made of rubber.
Would you
It-
know that?
Does not appear to be locked. Your hand grasps the handle, flips the opening mechanism, and it opens.
Like to peek through on the other side at least, see what's over there first.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a waft of like decaying flesh fills your nostrils, but that's about
Ow.
it.
Close the door. Well, whatever that is, it doesn't smell real good.
Yes, I'm getting a bit of flesh.
Trying to think if we got anything on us.
Did anybody bring any of that meat?
That's what I was just thinking, and I'm real pissed. That stupid bug.
I know. I have ripplebark rations.
So you go into that other room and you see what I had described earlier about the barrels and the hammock and the humming noise in the copper doorway.
Still comfortable with being alone with Calabash, so I'm gonna go catch up with them.
We're making our way back around.
Okay. Oh, hey guys. You found anything
Hello.
neat?
Hmm.
Copper.
Oh, so.
All right. Look,
Hello, Newman.
so we have a problem.
Harry.
This smell that's in the air, that's
Yes.
it's that thing that usually happens when I open my mouth and shoot stuff at people. You know, big lightning bolt.
Insults?
I mean those two. No, the zappy ones, the one that seemed to hurt people.
Oh, when you bazinga.
Let's not call it that.
I didn't call it that. That's just what it's called.
We
Can
call
trademark it.
we can call it anything other than that. Anywho, I have a feeling that those copper plates and
Manga.
something else in here is going to set off a trap, and one of us is going to get electrocuted.
Just one of it's worth it.
Sure. The door at the south smells like death beyond it, also, so we're kind of pinched off in this area.
That's gross.
Don't pinch
Oh.
one.
Don't pinch one off in here. It already smells bad enough.
What's wrong with all of you?
I,
Why would you say that?
I use humor to deflect my fear. What do you want?
I have a
Mhm.
sensitive nose. Why would you say that?
Well,
Dare
Where are you going?
I have a sense of nose.
anywho, you should all stay out there, at least not come in. just
Everybody
yet.
follows you.
I'll stay,
Right.
Everybody follows you.
You're all
I'll
gonna get
stay
electrocuted
right
and die.
here.
I will kick you.
What are you doing?
Gonna go over there and try and figure out what the hell's next to the door.
But you're gonna get electrocuted.
And it doesn't hurt me as much as it's gonna hurt you.
Aw.
Can you
that
open it
a-
with Mage Hand?
It's also a possibility.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Alistair's just like, fine, go ahead. Be my guest. Don't trust the rogue man with the telekinesis.
Good luck. I'm waving at you with my no hand.
Right.
Oh, so Jess figured it out. What happened?
Hey, Neot, is any part of me missing again?
Oh.
your heart.
Oh, that's always been gone.
I knew it.
I'm a master at figuring this out.
Yeah, you look him over, and it looks like his little toeses have disappeared.
Not the beans.
Not the
Alistair.
Toby.
Alistair,
Yes.
one of your little piggies went to market and it never came home.
That must be Pringles.
Fuck.
What?
Fuck. That was funny.
That was really funny.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, Pringles was pretty good.
No.
Uh-huh.
That
Speaking of beans, where's Bean?
Bean was destroyed in a fireball blast.
Yeah, he blew
Calabash
up.
burps a little.
That's right.
Oh, back with your investigations. I'll be here if you need me.
Forgot he was in that scrap. No, we're gonna need you to mage hand that door, my
Mm.
dude.
It
Hey,
is
guys.
safer for me back here.
Why don't I open it with Calabash as a hand?
Okay.
Well,
you
you'd
gonna
need
be
to be pretty
touching him?
close if you wanted to do that.
Alright,
If I
fine.
get closer to the door, does the humming get louder?
Yes.
Okay.
I back away from the door.
I can
Okay.
mage hand him from 30 feet away. Use his
Here, hide behind Calabash.
So here's about 30 feet.
I dump him on the floor so you
Here.
can hide behind him.
I can
I
can
don't know
stand
if
in
we
front of
wanna
Alistair.
open it yet. Okay.
I'll act.
Well, would you like me to try to open that door?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, I can check it real
Can
quick
I
to see
try
if
to-
there's any way of turning this off, but I don't see anything.
Well, I'll try and. Well,
Are there
yeah,
panels
do
or
that first.
anything, or weird buttons on the walls, or...
So the door appears to be kind of like a spinning, like they call that thing. Like a submarine kind of door.
Yeah,
Do
like
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like a
yeah,
vault
like a
door, almost. A hatch.
Hatch. Yeah.
hatch.
I don't.
Hatch.
I'm really at a loss for the word for the wheel that spins to open a door.
I'm pretty sure it's hatch,
Okay.
but
Carry on.
Carry on, friends. Is anybody doing anything else while BB's like peering at the door? There's just barrels and a hammock in this room,
I'm
as well as
just
like a little book
hiding.
resting on the hammock.
I'm just hiding behind Calabash, where I instructed
Okay.
what's his face to sit.
New. Copper, get your bums on the hammock, if anything.
You want me to sit on the hammock?
Yeah. We don't know how this thing works.
No, you
All
know
I
what?
know.
Don't worry about Copper. He's got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
We
just
want the
sit on the
comic.
hammock.
What are the
We want the comic relief.
what are the barrels made out of?
Wood?
Yeah, everyone get up, stand on one of them.
Well, I am wood.
Are we getting it?
Just trust me.
I'm staying
Don't
in the
tell him.
hammock.
The hammock's fine. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
I jump on Oso's shoulders,
He is wood.
Yeah.
That's.
so I should.
Is he metal at all?
Inside.
Yeah, maybe don't be on him.
Uh, okay. Copper like sits down on the hammock. His feetsies like wiggling off of the the thing. Volt, you head over to the barrels and like climb on top of them as at BB's suggestion. Newt also climbs on top of some as well. The barrel underneath of you, Volt, begins to kind of move around.
Oh no.
It like jerks a bit, and it kind of startles you for a second. And then you just hear a and then another barrel starts shaking, and at this sound, a bunch of the other barrels on the other side of the room start shaking. Finally, several of them pop open in a shower of wood and shrapnel as several, like, amalgamations of flesh start crawling out. It looks like they've been just barely stitched together and are, like, covered in, like, odd screws and bolts and stuff. And they have, like, these gross mouths with like tongues dripping out of them and sharp claws that scrape along the ground. And I'm gonna have to roll for initiative, I think.
Sit on the barrel, it'll be safer.
At this point, one of the ghouls does attack Volt. Well, probably the Steel Defender, actually. And then we'll just get started with combat. Just gonna grapple with a claw attack. Okay, I think it does hit the Steel Defender for 9 slashing.
Would it be possible, because he's vigilant, for him to deflect the attack? And then... Oh, sorry. Oh, never mind. He can't because it's himself. Would I be able to direct it at myself, or I can't because I'm surprised?
I'm gonna say no because you're surprised.
Yeah. Okay. If he takes the dodge action? Oh no, he has to be his turn to take the dodge.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only 9
All
slashing
right.
damage.
Yeah. Just I've been traumatized.
It swipes out at you. Whoop. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I need to change his number.
You have voided into the ether here.
Alright, and then
reset the fog. Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get into it, shall we? It is a little late. I am wondering if we want to start combat at 9:45. Are you guys okay with that?
No, we can resume in the middle of combat.
Yeah, we can always do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
As long as the initiative is held.
Okay. You guys, except for the people who are respectively never surprised, are surprised. So let's...
Definitely surprised.
Yeah, it was pretty surprising. This ghoul scrabbles out and is going to climb towards Oso first. It ignores Copper, who has grabbed a blanket and put it over his head.
Oh my god.
God,
He has
he's like
my shovel.
He's hoarding the ammo. Like he's that guy.
This ghoul leaps out to go and bite at Oso. It does not hit, I don't think. Another ghoul scrabbles out, and it ignores the dead body of Calabash to go after Alistair. It swipes at you with its wicked claws as I decide to go over and find a different combat list. There we go. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh.
Okay, that's going to be 13 damage. You are not surprised, so you can use your reaction if you want to uncanny dodge it.
Heck yeah.
You will take 7 damage. And then I'm going to need you to make a con save.
Oh my god. Con saves.
No reason.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Never is.
Real good at them, apparently, though.
Okay, you managed to resist a strange tingling sensation that has arisen from the wound. It kind of causes your body to vibrate a bit. As you do get hit, you do see that your hand has suddenly returned, and your toes have returned as well. Your tail is also no longer invisible.
Yeah, well,
Neat!
But the rest of you is.
small
Oh.
victories.
Another ghoul scrabbles along the ground over towards BB. And it reaches out with its claws to swipe for BB's chest. Gets a 17. Does that hit you? 7 slashing damage and a con save. For posterity.
Does that hit you?
Okay, you succeed at your save as well. Volt, you are surprised, but your Steel Defender is not. What will your Steel Defender do?
Use force powered run. Does he have is he flanking? With
With
Newt?
Newt, well, Newt's surprised, so I'm gonna say nah.
Okay, alright. So regular attack then. Does
That
16
does
hit?
still hit, I believe. Let me check.
Okay.
Yes, totally does. Okay, 6 force damage as Spark rips into this creature. It tears off like one of its several stitched on arms. You can see like there's a spark of electricity as it is torn from its body. You can swear you see some wires sparking in its inside of its flesh as well. Okay, is Volt gonna move? Sorry, is Spark gonna move? I shouldn't warn you, there is a ghoul directly beneath you as well.
Oh!
It's hard to see because it's the exact same dimensions as you.
Got it. Yeah. I guess. Are we blocking it from coming out?
Not really. It's
No,
just in
okay.
the same space as you.
Yeah. Okay. We'll. Yeah. I guess we'll. I guess we'll be pushed back by the thing coming out of it.
Yeah,
Did
sure.
we open the door?
No.
No.
BB was just
Oh,
kind of
really?
inspecting the door to see how it opens. And trying to
Open
remember
it.
the name for a hatch.
Open the door. Kill the ghouls.
Okay. And it's this ghoul's turn. It's gonna scrabble over to Oso.
Hi.
And get so cute with you with a bite attack.
Hello, friend. Ouch.
It grabs onto your like arm and starts like rending its mouth into it, but it doesn't seem to do anything to you. It hasn't broken through your wood. Copper is cowering in the corner. He's going to make a stealth check. Actually, wait, he has a shovel now. He takes the blanket off. Oh, wait, I have a shovel now!
Ah.
And he is going to... it's an improvised weapon, but he has +4. So let's do two attacks here.
Damage accident.
Okay.
Dice are in.
It added them together, oopsie doodles, but that is 2 hits. So let's call that a D4 for like a mace and a D4 for like his kitchen knife. +2 each. So let's do D4 +2 and roll this twice. Okay, he does 8 damage to this bad boy right near him. Yeah! He leaps out and whacks this thing over the head and then stabs into it, tearing a hole in its sort of flesh sac.
Oh.
And it is bloodied. It starts leaking components, if we will. Copper's gonna end. Alistair, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna
I
take this
forgot that you
ghoul
guys are
that's-
surprised, so that will be Copper's next turn. God damn it. Alistair, you can act normally.
Yeah, he could try.
Boomblade. What's the ones with the thunder? Oh my god. Rapier.
Okay, that's gonna hit. Stab into the nearest thing with your rapier and impose this thunderous energy around it. It starts vibrating violently, and don't think you have the sneak attack active, but that
Probably not.
is still 11 damage total. It is looking quite bloodied. You can see one of its arms is like vibrated apart and fallen off with a heavy thud. The rest of its body is shaking as it tries to like crawl after you. Anything else for your turn?
Bonus action disengage. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Aha, good luck.
You tumble away behind
luck.
the wall there. Which ghoul is this? It's this ghoul. This ghoul is going to pop out of its barrel and go and grab at Newt, who is standing on top of a barrel that does not contain a ghoul, luckily enough. Anyway, claws. It goes to grab at Newt, but Newt is just too quick and dodges out of the way of its claws, swiping after it. Meanwhile, this one is going to crawl after Volt. It leaps over the barrels and goes to take a swipe.
Bark will use the reaction.
Okay,
I guess.
it doesn't matter, I guess. It did
Yeah.
not hit. It swipes and hits nothing as the Steel Defender knocks it into the ground. BB, it's
Surprise.
top of the round. Newt, you can act.
I guess I'm gonna attack the ghoul that just... Or do I should probably bounce off this barrel, because it would be a disadvantage, right?
Yeah,
I'm
because
so
you would be
close.
close. It would just impose an attack of opportunity if you did that.
Dumb. What if I attacked this one?
That's fine.
Okay, because I want the best chance possible.
Using your height there on the barrel, you shoot over BB's shoulder, and one of them does land
Nice.
for 10 force damage. It tears into it, your raw energy blasting a hole into the ghoul. It's smoldering as bloody, smoldering puckers like fall out onto the ground. Anything else for your turn, Newt?
No. I don't want to move.
I don't want to move. Okay, this guy is going to go and attack Copper.
Like I said.
Okay, it's not wearing armor, so that does hit for 7 piercing damage. Copper is still alive somehow. And it is this thing's turn. Oh, this guy's also probably going to move over a bit. Okay, this thing is going to it's just going to attack Oso. It's the nearest thing, really.
Fair.
It gets 17 against Oso. I think that hits you for 10 piercing.
Yeah, pierced. I've been pierced.
The creature, this one seems to have like one head and then another head embedded in its chest. The one in its chest rams into you and takes a bite, ripping some of your bark away. Meanwhile,
But none
this
of my
one
bite.
does like a little whirlwind of claws over towards BB.
Nope.
And it misses. You're able to defend yourself against its wild blows. It then like scrabbles over towards Newt, climbing up and over the barrels, just barely getting to Newt before it ends its turn. Bolt, it is your mount's turn. Spark.
We'll shimmy over one without getting out of anyone's range, And then Spark will attack the one right below.
That guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that just barely hits.
Oh,
Reaching over the destroyed barrels, Spark takes a bite out of this one to deal 4 force damage.
and I will attack the further one. I guess this guy here.
That guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that one is going after Newt. You pull out your lance and go for a poke. You have... it's not smaller than your mount, technically.
No.
Uh,
I'll use my second attack.
Your second attack finally does land. Newt kind of gets in the way of the first strike, but the second one strikes true and stabs it in the chest for 13 piercing damage, which you can see it's like vacant eyes. They spark with electricity a bit as it twitches and then falls into a heap on the ground, twitching. It is dead.
Oh,
All
one
right.
down.
It's this guy's turn. This guy is going to strike at Oso. A
I'm
19.
glad they're not interested in the unconscious guy.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really seem to care. They like the living, it seems. All right.
Shake him around a bit.
That is 8 slashing damage to you, Oso.
8?
8. And I'm going to need you to make a con save. It is magic, but it's not poison. Okay, you succeed. Nothing. Copper does what I said that he did out of turn. So he's done. Alistair, it is your turn.
Alright. Okay. And I'm gonna shoot the ghoul that I had previously hit before.
Okay. You fire your crossbow and it strikes true. Now that thing is getting that sneak attack bonus. With its head turned towards Oso, you're able to hit a vital point on it. A bit of exposed machinery that your crossbow lands into, and it sparks with electricity, and it falls over, destroyed in a smoking, smoldering heap.
Aha! And back in the corner. And
Back around the
do
corner.
this thing,
Ha-ha!
and
Right.
that still counts as one.
And you are effectively hidden. This ghoul is going to attack that steel defender in vengeance. It goes to bite back, because why not? It misses. Another ghoul goes to strike at Volt, with her back turned towards the other ghoul at this point in time. It goes to swipe you off of your mount. Ooh, it's actually close there. I believe the Steel Defender's already used its reaction, so...
I think he got it back because we had our turn.
Oh...
That was before our turn, I think. 'Cause
was
since
it
our
against
turn,
this guy?
that guy, but not for because he just attacked Newt, right? I think recently, and that we didn't use it then.
Okay, yeah, then I think you do have it back. So you could impose disadvantage.
I will.
Okay. Then he's gonna reroll. We already know what the advantage is.
Yeah.
Okay, it no longer hits. He goes to swipe at you, but it hits nothing but air as the Steel Defender kicks the ghoul down to the ground. BB, it is your turn.
Guess quick draw. I'm gonna aim at the two over near Volt and Newt.
Thank you, kind stranger.
Okay.
And palm pistol on the second one.
All 3 of those hit. That's going to be 24 damage to the first one, which immediately goes down. It sparks a little before coming to a rest. The last one takes 5 piercing damage, but it is still going. It just takes the bullet wound as it sinks into its flesh bucket.
Gross.
Oh, okay. Put your word paintbrush away now.
You can put this back in its carrying case. We don't need it.
impose like disadvantage somehow by being next to Volt, or if he tries to run away. Pin it
Okay.
in.
We're not explicitly doing that, but you are pinning it in.
Yep.
Oso, it is your turn.
Oh.
You have those sometimes.
I do, surprisingly.
Got a 2 in the initiative, and there was a surprise round. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Okay, so there's the 2 that are digging around Copper. Well, they're actually hitting me, I think. But...
Yeah, this one is going after you. This one went after Copper because Copper hit it.
No, I do have... No, he's on the ground. Okay. Because I said I put him on the ground. It's like, I can't really act if I have this dude in my hands.
It's okay. It's a free action to just drop him.
Fair. I'm just gonna shillelagh.
Okay. You kind of grow the shillelagh out of your hand, and it appears you whack the nearby ghoul, and it hits.
Yeah.
Roll that fat damn. 10 bludgeoning.
My shillelagh.
You whack it upside the head, and it does leave a huge dent in its head. A lot of the flesh has torn away, and the skull has cracked open. You can see that there's like strange machinery underneath of it. It's very Freddy Fazbear-esque, or the Hug.
The hug.
Oh my god.
God, that was bad. Anywho, anything else for you, Oso? That was your action and bonus.
I'm gonna transform into a thing.
You've
'cause
already
it's
used
been
your
a
bonus
while.
action.
That was my bonus action?
Shillelagh costs a bonus action to cast and then an action to use.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna hang out.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
The good news is that I believe the Shillelagh just persists, so
Okay,
you
great.
don't need your bonus action next turn. Newt, it is your turn. The ghouls near you are dead, except for this one that they're cornering.
I'm gonna fire at that one then.
Okay. With the path now clear, you're able to get a clear shot at this ghoul from the top of your perch. And one of those lands. The other one just collides with another barrel, which explodes. You deal 13 force damage to this dude. He is still kicking, but he is now mostly just feet. There's more feet than normal, but he's mostly feet. But soon, hopefully, you guys will defeat him. Anything else for you, Newt?
Ugh.
No.
No, I don't feel like it anymore. This ghoul is going to go after Copper. And it hits. And Copper, you have anything you can do? Nope. Cool. Copper takes 6 slashing damage and goes down.
No.
Oh no!
Bye again, Copper.
The ghoul turns towards Oso and kind of surrounds you a bit here. That guy
Because
dead.
of my sarcasm.
That guy dead. Bolt and Spark. What will Spark do?
Spark will attack the one to the bottom.
That's fair.
Ugh.
It goes to bite at the ghoul, but it misses. It was aiming for a torso, but there is none. Did not compute.
Not compute. I will attack the one on the top.
Okay, you spin around, and I have to like imagine at this point that your Spark here has like a rotating saddle that lets you like spin around in it like a turret or something, because you're never hitting at the same thing, or you just mount it
It's just
backwards.
It's just a slot that I can ride into. And
Sit in like a turret.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like a tank turret.
Okay,
Yeah,
you spin around to
exactly.
attack that ghoul. And you whack that ghoul for 14 piercing damage. As it's moving around, like gauging where to attack Oso from as it crawls along the ground, you skewer it in its head, pinning it to the ground and pull it out with a few sparks of electricity.
Motherfucker.
And it dies.
Cool.
It dies, motherfucker.
Okay, then I will spin around in that turret, and
Nice.
then second
Now it's
attack,
canon.
yeah, with a disadvantage at the bottom ghoul.
Okay, you yell for BB to duck as you spin around with your lance, and you do skewer this ghoul as well. Although this one didn't have a head per se, you do skewer it in its top portion, and its legs have split apart. It is now dead.
All clear here. Okay.
All clear. There's now one ghoul left. And it's its turn. It lunges for Oso. And misses.
Good. GTFO.
Hi, Copper.
I copper.
This reminds me of the time that poor goblin died because of negligence. Alistair, it's your turn.
Alright. Hiya. Okay. We've done it. We've killed them all. Very good job.
Great work.
A live one.
Got a live one here.
An unalive one.
We got a live one here.
Don't do that. Blades. Rapiers.
Whack. Okay, you rush around the side,
Not
and
much.
as this thing is leaping towards Oso and scrabbling at it with its claws, swiping at the wood and leaving scratches in its place, Oso knocks it to the ground, and Alistair stabs it in its heart and then unleashes a booming energy. Its flesh kind of bursts out and paints the walls a bit in the surrounding floor before it dies as well.
That's 2.
Good job. Are you keeping count?
All right.
Yes.
All of the ghouls be dead.
All right.
Cuba.
Cuba.
Copper suffers another failed death saving throw.
I'll cast Cure.
We succeeded. I need that too.
Oh, could
Thank
you get
for
me
curing
first?
My wounds.
Okay, if you're going over to heal Copper, roll that die.
It's 1d8 plus 4.
Bonk.
That's about what he deserves.
Yeah.
Did I get him?
Yes.
I definitely
you did
hit.
A wonderful
I definitely
job.
hit one. I hit that one. I hit that one. He points past Alistair. That's the one I got. That's one for me.
I killed 2, so you hit 1.
Well, who's counting anyway?
It's really him.
Killed 2.
Well, I suppose we should be more careful. But I guess we're gonna have to figure out what happens in this room next time on the Dork Vision stream. He looks towards the camera and we had a lot of fun here tonight, folks.
He winks
But
like
zombies are no joke. If you see a barrel and it smells like rotten flesh, do not open it and do not stand in it. It could be a ghoul. Anyway,
Sorry, what?
thanks for watching. Tune in every Wednesday from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 10, maybe 10:10 if we go a wee bit over. You can watch the sister stream over on Sundays from 9 to midnight. It's a different campaign with a different set of folks. You can find me books on Drive Through RPG. There's another one called Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets. That one's coming to the DMs Guild, and that'll be hopefully 1 or 2 weeks, depending on how often I can get the art done. It's been dragging a bit because of the holidays and other things, but trust me, it's on its way. Definitely not procrastinating. Anywho, thanks for watching, and you can catch a bit more of Copper next week. So have fun.
No.
Be sure to tune your channels in.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Wave good night, everyone. Copper
Bye.
looks to the rest of you guys and waves at the
I have
distance.
my hand again.
And wave may come quiet.
Oh no.
All right.